The saddest phrase to man or mouse is, "Come on, sweetheart, let's clean the house." And here at number 79, where life till now is smooth and fine, comes labor, tough and acrobatic, like hauling junk down from the attic. Wives wallow in it, men think it's folly, like these two, Fibber McGee and Molly.
Let's sit down a while and rest, Molly. Are you sweating as much as I am?
McGee,
Huh?
horses sweat, men perspire, and ladies blow.
Okay, so I'm a horse. I'm a pack horse. I'm overworked, swayback, mistreated beast of burden. Will you please lead me out to the kitchen and fill my trough full of root beer?
You can have a root beer later. I want to get all this stuff sorted and thrown away. Now, for instance, look at those books in the shelf there.
Yeah?
We've got to weed those out, too.
Which one shall we toss out?
Well, let's throw away the two on the ends and keep the one in the middle.
What is the one in the middle?
Franklin's autobiography.
Oh, I want to read that. That Franklin was a great author. Come in.
Hello there, kid. What you doing?
Why, hello, Mr. Oldtimer. We're doing a bit of house cleaning. You want to help?
For how much?
2 bits an hour and feed your own Charlie horse.
That's pretty good, Johnny. But that ain't the way I heard it. The way I heard it, one feller says, t'other feller says, who's this feller feudal that's been working with Fibber and Molly? Search me, says t'other feller. Heard to hear about him. This radio column, says the first feller. See here? It says, feudal attempts to be funny on Johnson's wax show. Nothing personal, kid. You know how I feel about you. So if you know how I really feel about you, you'll have to take it even more personal than ever. No, never was one. Oh, hey!
Now what?
Got a telegram for you.
Oh.
Here, Johnny, sign here.
Oh, thanks, old timer. How much of a tip do you usually get?
How much do you usually give?
Oh, nothing. McGee says when you accept a tip, it undermines your character.
Okay? Give me a quarter and let her topple. Thanks, Johnny.
Well, who's the wire from, McGee?
I'll see. Hey, it's from my brother, Alexander.
Van?
Yeah.
Why, you haven't heard from him in a long time. What's he say?
Says arrived okay in San Francisco. Tough trip. Tired but happy.
What's he mean, tough trip?
Oh, he lost an election bet and had to push a peanut with his nose from New York to San Francisco.
Heavenly days. Well, he still made pretty good time, didn't he?
Oh, I don't know. He bet against McKinley.
Well, let's get busy, McGee. The sooner we get to work, the sooner we'll get through.
Yes, and the sooner we didn't start this in the first place, the quicker I'd be much happier right now. If I'd ever realized what you got there?
Never you mind.
Well, what you blushing about? What you reading?
Well, if you must know, it's some old love letters.
You mean you've been keeping them things?
Sure.
You can't get me for a breach of promise now.
Here, smell 'em, McGee.
What do you mean, smell 'em? Did I write that bad?
Now, don't be silly. I've been keeping them in sachet.
Well, you can sashay right back up to the attic with them. I don't want them things laying around.
Well, I promise you, dearie, as soon as I read them through once more, they'll be burnt up.
And so will I.
Ah, this is a beautiful one. It says...
No, please, Molly. Now, not out loud. Somebody might be listening.
Well, if they aren't, we'll hear from Racine. But listen, this says, my precious blue-eyed butterfly.
Oh, sure.
My precious blue-eyed butterfly, spread your lovely golden wings and fly away with me tonight to a movie.
I sure took that flight of fancy into a tailspin, didn't I?
You certainly did.
Well, maybe my letters weren't so hot, but I had to do something to beat that other guy's time.
You mean Otis Cadwallader?
Yeah. Otis X Cadwallader.
What do you mean, ex-Cadwallader?
You know what I mean. He knew you were crazy about Francis X. Bushman, so he put an X in his name, too.
Well, I think it was pretty devoted of him to change his name for me.
I done better than that. I changed your name for me. Well, anyway.
Oh, McGee. Listen to this.
I won't listen.
All right. Heavenly days, this is sweet.
What's it say? I guess I kind of got a morbid curiosity about them. When a guy realizes what a drip he's been, it's too late to fix the faucet. That's an old saying I just made up.
Oh, this is beautiful. It says, I'll never forget the time I first touched your little hand. It was inside a bag of popcorn at the ball.
That's disgusting. Mooning over touching a gal's greasy little mitt in a big bag of salty popcorn.
Wait till you hear some of the others.
I don't want to hear anymore. Are we going to get this house cleaned out or aren't we?
Oh, there's no hurry, dearie. I'm having fun.
Well, I'm not. And if you persist in reading that type, you're gonna what? I'm gonna lock myself away somewhere so I won't hear you.
Well, go ahead.
Well, I will.
Where?
Right in here. While I'm in here, I'll straighten out this box.
The King's Men sing Little Brown Jug. My wife and I live all alone in a little old country called our own. We're so happy, warm and snug, as long as we have our little brown jug. You and me, little brown jug, don't I love thee? You and me, little brown jug, don't I love thee? When I'm working on my farm, carry little brown jug under my arm. Sit me down in the shade of a tree and say, you'll fly, don't bother me. You and me, little brown jug, don't I love thee? You and me, little brown jug, don't I love thee? Little brown jug goes through my head and makes my nose and rosy red. In the dark, it shines so bright, it never gets lost on the blackest night. You and me, little brown jug, don't I love thee? Just we two, me and you, having a great big spree. My wife and me are as happy as a brown. We get along fine with a little brown jug. I beat her, she beats me. Without each other can hardly. Oh, you and me, little brown jug, don't I love thee? In the winter time you warm my soul. Every time I lift you up, down it goes. You and me, little brown jug, don't I love thee? You and me, little brown jug, don't I love thee? Can't you see? I love the little brown jug for me.
Hey, Molly, I'm thirsty. Can I have some root beer now?
Later, Missy, later. Take that last box of rubbish out and then start taking the slip covers off the furniture.
No, I want some root beer. Here I've been busting my biceps hauling this junk around, and you've been sitting there reading my silly old love letter.
Well, they're not silly. They're beautiful. Listen, darling, when I hold you in my arms, even the nightingale hushes his song to listen to the music in my heart. The moon...
Hello, folks. How's everything?
Why, hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Well, what are you looking so grumpy about, Val?
Well, he's annoyed with me, Mr. Wilcox. Just because I found some of my old love letters in the attic and I've been reading them.
Well, Dad, rather ain't that enough to be annoyed about? Stuff a guy writes in his flaming youth makes him sound like a clinker at my age.
Let me read you one, dearie. Mr. Wilcox will judge for himself.
No. Don't be obsessed with my past. Don't listen, Wilcox.
Oh, I want to hear this, Fibber. I was young once myself, you know.
Oh, yeah, you can't kid me. You were born in Racine, Wisconsin at the age of 25. With a derby hat and your nurse used three-cornered order blanks for diet. Okay, they got it anyway.
That's enough of that now.
Go ahead. Read my love letter to Wilcox. Breaks his heart. What matters, Bob? Poor fool. Little knew that my innermost thought my most sacred feelings will be torn asunder for the lobster of them all. What if I...
Oh, pipe down, Moriarty. Your makeup is running. Go ahead, Molly. Let me hear one of the great lover's little outbursts of passion.
Well, here, I'll pick one out at random, Mr. Wilcox. The ink's a little faded, but I think I can make it out.
Yeah, when I write a letter, I make sure the ink stays.
You do anything, it ain't...
McGee. Are you ready, Mr. Wilcox?
Go ahead. Quote the stupid to me, Cupid.
Well, this one says, Dear Moonbeam.
Moonbeam.
Yes, Dear Moonbeam. I could not sleep last night for thinking of your sweet face.
I didn't like that stuff.
I got out of bed and dressed and walked over to your house and stood under your window thinking of you lying there asleep with your lovely hair forming a Niagara of gold on your silken pillow. Suddenly I burst into song like a troubadour of old, serenading his loved one. Then your window opened softly, and I got a pitcher of water on my head. Why didn't you tell me you had changed rooms with your old man, sweetheart?
That is right. If you haven't got any more regard for my feelings...
Oh, be quiet, Fibber. What are you grabbing about? That stuff about the Niagara of gold was pretty snappy.
Oh, I don't care if it... Huh? You think it was, huh?
Certainly.
Oh.
Certainly it was. And, baby, I know love letters when I hear them, too.
Really?
Why, sure. I get love letters all the time.
Subtle, ain't he, folks? The Army deferred him when they heard the flat-footed way he gets into these things.
Go ahead, Wilcox. Well, listen to this. It's from a lady in St. Louis. Dear Mr. Wilcox, you've brought joy and happiness into the lives of us housewives. Learning about Johnson's self-polishing glow coat has given us time for movies, beauty parlors, and bridge parties. We love you for showing us how to protect our linoleum against wear and tear with none of the old-fashioned scrubbing, rubbing, buffing. The work that used to take us hours, we can now do in 20 minutes or less. So with love to you and Johnson's self-polishing glow coat, I am sending you a little token of affection. Wear it always next to your heart. Most of yours, Mrs. Well, never mind my name. Now that's a love letter that is a love letter.
Oh, what did she send you, Mr. Wilcox? A lock of her hair?
No, this. A tiny little corner of her linoleum. Isn't it beautiful?
Oh, stop kissing it, you big ninny.
Well, when you use glow coat, you can afford to wear your heart on your sleeve, pal. It makes work so easy you don't have to roll them up. So long now.
My. Mr. Wilcox never loses his enthusiasm, does he?
The only way Wilcox could lose his enthusiasm is for somebody to lose Wilcox. If anybody'd make me a decent...
Oh, McGee, now we gotta get busy. Did you get all that junk carried out?
Yes, I did. While you were daydreaming over them flushy little missiles of mine.
No, you don't mean missiles. You mean missiles.
Not missive means big, oversized.
That's massive.
I thought a massive was the guy that gave you a massage.
Nah, that's a masseur.
Masseur is Mr. in French.
That's Monsieur.
Well, then what's a missile?
A missile is something you throw.
That's what I say. Throw them letters out. I ain't going to stand around here and have everybody snickering at me. I'm just...
McGee,
Huh?
calm yourself and call the junk man to haul away that rubber.
Okay, give me the phone.
Here.
Thanks. Hello, operator. Give me the whistle for this junkyard at 14th and... Oh, is that too much?
Every year's the same thing.
How's every little thing, Mert? Is they? What's they, Mert? Your little brother. They what? Cut off his feet.
Oh, McGee, how awful.
Oh, it was nothing. Her kid brother wanted to build a fire without matches at the Boy Scout show. It was quite a feat, but they didn't have time for it. What's they, Mert? Oh, I'll call him later. Yeah, so long. Huh? What's they, Mert? Your little sister. She's what?
McGee, please, not another.
Oh. Okay. Tell me next week, Mert. Can't get the junk man on the phone, Molly.
Why not?
Junk man cut the wire down.
What for?
Junk. Hey, quit reading them letters, Molly. You promised me. Who's that?
Let me see. Oh, it's Mrs. Uppington.
Surely you don't mean Mrs. Abigail Uppington, the prominent, in certain places, society leader.
In the flesh. In the well-massaged, expensively corseted, slightly flabby flesh. Come in, Mrs. Flesh. Mrs. Uppington. How do you do, Mrs. Uppington? Hi, Mrs.
Oh, how do you do, Mr. McGee? Hello, Mr. McGee.
What cosmic upheaval has lured you out of your perfumed bower?
It's Peter. Peter is lost.
Oh, heavenly days, your Pekingese?
Yes, my darling little Peter. My baby. Oh, I'm so upset, Daddy.
Oh, well, calm yourself, Uppy. Where was the little pert seen last?
Then how was she dressed, Abby?
She was last seen down in the middle of the block, and she had on a big rhinestone collar, her black Fifth Avenue sweater, and her little eye miller booties.
Don't that make you sick, Molly? I mean to think of Fifi being lost.
Yes, and better dressed than I am, too.
Now, please, my dear, no levity. I am horribly perturbed.
Why don't you advertise for her, Uppy?
Oh, it wouldn't be the slightest good, Miss McGee. She can't read.
Well, have you searched the neighborhood, Abigail?
Oh, yes, my butler Witherspoon spent the entire afternoon searching for her, going round and round the block calling Fifi, Fifi, Fifi.
With what result?
With the result that he was soundly trounced by a brutal truck driver at whom he happened to be looking when he last called Fifi.
Well, don't worry about her, Abigail. She probably eloped with some traveling air day.
Don't be ridiculous, Mr. McGee. Fifi would have nothing to do with other dogs. Why, she was almost as human as I.
Well, now that golden opportunity has slipped past, let's try it.
Well, let's discuss something more amusing. Now, look at these old love letters of mine, Abigail. I found them in the attic. Shall I read you a couple of them?
Oh, my dear, please do anything to get my mind off poor little Fifi.
Oh, I don't know why you're worrying about that mud, Uppy. Personally, I've always considered Fifi the kind of a dog that shouldn't happen to anybody.
Oh.
Yes, forget your grief for a minute, Abigail. I want to read you one of these letters.
No, Molly, please. Them letters are sacred between me and you.
Oh, don't be so fussy, baby. Listen to this one, Mrs. Upton. Oh, darling Molly Cuddy, when you refused to kiss me after the basketball game tonight, you broke my heart into tiny fragments. And, sweetheart, there aren't many cures for a broken heart.
Oh, good heavens. Manicure.
What's the matter, Uppy?
Manicure. Oh, I just remembered. I forgot to let Fifi at the beauty parlor getting a Marcellin manicure. Oh, the dear little thing. Why, the little precious must be almost suffocated under that horrible dryer. Oh, now, do excuse me. Mother's coming, Fifi. Mother's coming.
Father Tilton sings Bayou, Bayou.
Bayou, Bayou, the Louisiana lullaby. It's sweet and low. You sing it as you rock by. Bayou, Bayou, the Louisiana lullaby. It's blue, I know. It makes the weeping willow cry. Each night by the light of the moonbeam, I can hear it falling softly. It seems to whisper, come back with your June dream. Southland's waiting, Dixie wants me. Bayou, Bayou, I wish I hadn't said goodbye. I love it so, the Louisiana lullaby.
by the light of the moonbeam, I can hear calling softly, Southland calling, Dixie's waiting by you, Viola. I wish I hadn't said goodbye. I love it so. It's the Louisiana lullaby by you.
Molly. Hey, Molly. Mrs. McGee.
Yes, you speaking to me, dearie?
Speaking. I was yelling so loud my thorax will be sore for 7 days.
Well, I'm sorry. I was so interested in these letters I didn't hear you.
You know, Molly, I got thinking maybe I was wrong about those letters. They're not so bad. They're kind of poetic.
Oh, they're pretty drippy, McGee. You were absolutely right about destroying them.
No, now, wait a minute, Molly. After thinking it over, after all, you could... Hey, what you going to do?
I'm going to throw them out the window into the trash pile.
No.
There.
Oh, gee, Molly, I don't think you should have done that.
Well, you were the one that wanted me to throw them out.
Yeah, but after thinking it over and hearing you read them, I know what...
Come in.
Oh, hello there, folks. I do hope I'm not intruding.
Hi, Wimple, old man.
Of course you're not intruding, Mr. Wimple. We were just cleaning out some old rubbish. Old love letters and things.
Oh, I could imagine a man writing a love letter to you, Mrs. McGee. But my wife, she'd never stand for such nonsense.
Ah, come, Mr. Wimple. Every woman has a streak of sentiment down in her heart someplace.
Not if she hasn't got a heart down in it someplace.
Your bitter half sounds like a pretty silly character, Wimple.
Oh, she's really a wonderful woman, Mr. McGee. And she's a great help to me when I'm writing verses for greeting cards.
She is, really.
Yes, indeed. Lots of times when I'm sitting there beating my brains out for a rhyme, she comes in and helps me.
I think I've met your wife someplace, Wimple.
Could it have been on Halloween, riding a broom?
Don't you ever lose your temper with her, Mr. Wimple?
Oh, I've learned to control myself, Mrs. McGee. Yoga, you know.
Yoga? How does it work, Wimple?
Oh, just sitting still and concentrating, preferably in solitude, Mr. McGee.
Oh.
I just sit for hours and hours imagining that my soul is free. Sometimes I sit cross-legged all day long, locked in a little room under ice-white stairs.
Well, what's the result?
The result is that eventually my wife unlocks the door and I apologize and then she lets me out. Well, goodbye now. Don't come over to our house sometime. You'd hate it.
Poor Mr. Wimple. You know, he's a little martyr, isn't he?
Yeah, but he wouldn't be a little martyr if he was a little smarter. Hey, Molly, can I have some root beer now?
Oh, wait a few minutes, dearie. Let's finish our work first. Now, let's see. If you'll take the rugs out and beat them. Oh, dear. Come in.
How do you do? Is Moonbeam here?
Who, Bud?
Moonbeam, otherwise known as Gorgeous Girl, my Peoria Prairie Flower, Sugar Bun, and Gypsy Sweetheart.
What on earth is this man... Oh, those letters.
You mean even he knows about them letters of mine?
Ah, you must be the captain of the Dreamboat. Alias Tootsie. Alias A Million Kisses from You Know and Desperate. Allow me, Tootsie, to return your letters.
And where did you get these letters, sir?
Madam, I assure you that I have committed no offense against the postal regulations. I am not a mailbox marauder by nature. I was examining the house next door with a view towards renting it. And passing by your window, I was suddenly struck on the fedora by an avalanche of Billy Doo. And if Billy should do it again, I should be tempted to cram them down his sentimental gullet. Here, Dreamboat. Good day, Moonbeam.
The nerve of that guy. Why, he read them.
All right, dearie, let me take them.
Here, hey, what you going to do with them?
I'm going to burn them. Give me a minute.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Molly. Let's not be hasty.
What do you mean?
Well, in spite of my embarrassment, everybody that's heard that read any of those letters, they thought they were pretty good, so I've been thinking that maybe I could sell them to a magazine or some book publisher. Maybe they wouldn't be worth much, but it'd be something.
You'll never publish my love letters, McGee. No, sir. I promised I'd burn them up, and I'm going to.
Oh, Molly, please, don't do that. You haven't got any right to.
Oh, yes, I have, dearie. They were mine.
Well, I wrote them, didn't I?
No.
What?
These letters were for Motus Cadwallader.
Hey, Moonbeam.
Yes, Dreamboat.
Can I have some root beer now?
Say, have you seen the new autographed picture of Fibber and Molly that dealers are now offering free? It's really great. An entirely new photograph of Fibber and Molly, and it contains pictures of the cast, too. How can you get one of these pictures for yourself? Listen. All you have to do is buy Johnson's Wax, Johnson's Glow Coat, or any Johnson's Wax polish in pint or pound size or larger. Your dealer will give you the autographed picture free. But I must warn you that his supply is strictly limited. When they're gone, there won't be any more. So see your dealer right away. Buy Johnson's Wax, Johnson's Glow Coat, or any Johnson's Wax polish in pint or pound size or larger, and while they last, you'll receive this handsome autographed picture free.
I'm sure glad you threw them letters out, Molly. You don't feel any bad effects from them, do you?
You mean, do I feel like dying?
No, I mean, did you catch cold? You know, wading through all that slush?
Now, McGee, you're just jealous of Otis Cadwallader. You know, he was a very nice boy. And a wonderful dancer.
Oh, sure, he was a wonderful dancer. He had to learn to dance.
Why did he?
The fellows down at the pool room gave him the hot foot so often.
McGee.
Good night.
Good night, all.
This is Harlow Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax Finishes for Home and Industry, inviting you to be with us again next Tuesday night, and reminding you that America's first line of defense is you and your support. So invest to the best of your ability in defense saving bonds. Good night.
Yes, it certainly pays to keep that car of yours looking its best. It's good business, especially now, and you really get more pleasure out of a car that's wax polished. That's why car owners have welcomed Johnson's Car New, the easy-to-use auto polish that both cleans and wax polishes in one application. 2 jobs at the same time. Give your car a Car New beauty treatment. The cost is low, the result's amazing. Ask for Johnson's Car New, spelled C-A-R-N-U. This is the Red Network of the National Broadcasting Company. This is Chicago, WMAQ.
The Johnson Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Fibber McGee and Molly, written by Don Quinn, with songs by Martha Tilton and the King's Men, and music by Billy Mills. The show opens with There's a Great Day Coming Mañana. As a boy, I used to have a lot of fun with electric trains. Even now, whenever I see one spread out on a playroom floor, I can hardly resist the temptation to join the party. I guess that's one of the reasons why I always get a thrill when I see a modern, glittering streamliner whiz by. How would you like the job of washing one of those streamlined beauties, keeping it clean and sparkling? Some job, I should think. And yet, even there, wax can lend a hand, protect those shining surfaces against wear, and make cleaning a much easier job. Yes, sir, at the Johnson's Wax Laboratories, they have actually developed a special wax dressing which can be sprayed or brushed on the outside of these trains. A wax polish, if you please, that makes the job of washing a streamliner relatively easy. It's already being used successfully on the Milwaukee Road's famous Hiawatha. an interesting example of how far the makers of Johnson's Wax have gone in making their wax polishes useful to industry as well as to your home and mine. For your own protection, the next time you're shopping, be sure to get the genuine Johnson's Wax polish. Suppose you had gone to Hollywood and been co-starred in a moving picture, and then the picture was going to have its world premiere next week in your neighborhood theater in your hometown. Just imagine how you'd feel if the picture was Look Who's Laughing. The theater was the Bijou, the town was Wistful Vista, and you were Fibber McGee and Molly.
Isn't it thrilling, McGee?
Yeah.
Imagine us in the movies and having the premiere right here in Wistful Vista.
Well, this town's been good to us, and they deserve it. I'll always remember Wistful Vista. Even when I get to be a big screen lover like Henry Fonda and Gary Cooper and Billy Burke.
No, Billy Burke is a woman.
He is? I mean, is she? Oh. Well, you know what I mean. I mean, when I get started playing romantic scenes with some of them glamour gals like Jean Herschel and...
No. Jean Herschel is a man.
Is she? Oh.
Maybe you better do Western. Nobody will care whether your horse is a boy or a girl.
No, I'm more the romantic type. I'm the type...
Oh, now, take it easy, McGee. Take it easy. Remember, there's only one man who'll ever command respect by blowing his own horn.
Who?
Gabriel. Incidentally, did you call the Bijou Theater and reserve a block of seats?
Oh, say, I better do that. Give me the phone.
Here.
Thanks. Hello, operator. Give me the Bijou Theater. Hey, is that you, Mert?
Oh, dear. More dirt from Mert.
How's every little thing, Mert? Says, eh? What's say, Mert? Your sister. Broke her nose, eh? Oh, that's wonderful, Mert.
Oh, heavenly days, McGee. What's wonderful about that?
Her sister made a lot of dough on the stock market, but just how much? Only her broke her nose. What's say, Mert? Oh, okay, I'll call him later. Goodbye, Myrtle. The line's busy, Molly.
Well, we better get busy, too.
Huh?
If we're going to invite Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy to stay with us next week, we've got to straighten up this house. And anyway... Who's that?
I'll peek out and see. Oh. It's Mrs. Uppington. And you ought to see her. She's got on one of them off-the-face hats.
Well, on her, it should look good. She's got one of those off-the-hat faces. Come in. Oh, how do you do, Mrs. Uppington? So nice to see you.
How do you do, my dear? And Miss McGee?
Hi, Uppy. Well, you look in the pinkest condition. Though I didn't know conditions were that bad.
Mr. McGee, you mischievous boy.
Yeah, I'm a rip.
Yes. I'm afraid you're always pulling my arm. As the saying goes.
It's leg, as the saying really goes, Abigail.
I know, my dear, but I have always maintained that humor was not necessarily dependent on vulgarity.
No, but it sometimes helps. Hey, what you got there, Uppy? Been doing some Christmas shopping?
Christmas shopping? Oh, my, I almost forgot. Here, this is for you.
For us? Oh, Abigail, you shouldn't have done it.
How do you know she shouldn't have, Molly? What is it, Uppy?
You may unwrap it if you wish, Miss McGee.
Oh, okay. Well, what?
Well, heavenly day.
Oh, a drinking fountain.
A new smoking stand.
Oh.
And streamlined. Quite beautiful, Abigail, but why?
Well, my dear, with all those important people coming for the premiere next week, I thought that... Oh, well, I did want your house to look nice. And the one bad note in this room, to me, has always been that ash receiver of Mr. McGee's. So I took the liberty...
Oh, how thoughtful of you, Mrs. Uppington. I'm simply delighted.
Yeah.
And that old smoking stand of McGee's was beginning to smell horribly of cigars.
Well, it's getting hard to find cigars made of gardenias. defense program, you know. But thanks, Tubby. Gee, it's really beautiful.
Well, the only thing is, it makes your Davenport look very shabby and tired.
Oh.
Say, it doesn't that, McGee.
Huh?
Look at that velour. The nap looks like it just heard the alarm clock.
Well, you could get a new Davenport, you know.
Oh, we might at that, McGee. What do you say?
Well, I don't know,
Say,
Molly.
come to think of it, there's a clearance sale at the Bonton, isn't there, Abigail?
Oh, indeed there is, my dear. In fact, I just bought this hat there. Isn't it simply ducky?
It's ducky, all right. It's as foul a hat as I ever...
It's quite all right, Mrs. McGee. After all, one never expects a man to understand a woman's taste in hats.
Say, isn't it the truth, Abigail? And why should he talk? Did you ever see him in that little green Tyrolean hat of his with the yellow feather in the band?
Indeed, I have, my dear. He looks quite dashing.
Oh, dashing, eh?
Yes, dashing home from a dog fight. Touche, Mr. McGee. Touche.
What do you mean, touche? I never wore a touche in my life. I've got as much hair now as I ever had, and what's more...
No, dearie. Not toupee. Touche. That's a French expression meaning, I got you that time, didn't I?
And you are quite right, my dear. Men should never criticize women's clothes.
I should say not. Look at all the silly pockets a man has in his clothes.
Huh?
At least 4 in his trousers, 4 in his vest, and 5 in his coat. 13 pockets.
Yes, and all on account of you women.
Why, what do you mean, Mr.
Well,
McGee?
look, take the 4 in the pants. In the left-hand hip pocket, a wallet to pay for them silly hats. In the right-hand hip for a card case. So when you use up all our dough, we can identify ourselves and write a check. In the left front, small bills. All we ever had left. In the right hand, small change. On account of you never have 2 bits to tip the girl in the powder room.
Now, just a minute, McGee.
Now, let me get through. Next, the best. In the lower left hand, door keys on account of it takes a woman 15 minutes to find her own.
Yes.
In the lower right hand, watch so we can check up on how late you always are. Upper left hand, small flashlight to find the gloves you dropped in the movie. In the upper right hand, fountain pen to write the check when we've identified ourselves from the card case in the pants pocket.
Yes, but the coat, Mr. McGee.
I'm coming to the coat. First, the inside breast pocket. There's the gas bill you wanted us to mail because you forgot it until today. The outside breast pocket. Handkerchief for you to cry in at the movie where you dropped your gloves. On the lower left side, compact and lipstick where you ain't got room for them in on account of your purse. And the lower right side, empty, so you can tuck your hand in and get it warm on account of you lost your gloves in the movie. Toupee, girls, toupee.
The King's Men sing Louisiana Hayride. I'd like to be again a kid on the farm again, work until the sun goes down. Get out the wagon, pile in the hay, gather all the folk from miles around and get going, Louisiana Hayride. Get going, we all is ready. Get going, Louisiana Hayride. Get up and start to roll. Get going, Louisiana Hayride. Get going, we all is ready. Get going, Louisiana Hayride. Get up and start to roll. Oh, I like that sport, riding in the hay, loving it away. Oh, 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 the time is short. Crack your little whip and get your little ship to go. Get all aboard, take a little ride. Moon is shining bright. Pile in the hay, sing and play. We'll take a ride tonight. Giddy up, Nellie.
Henry, call the roll.
Yes, sir. Maybelle, Emily.
We're here.
Sally, Isabel.
We're here. Mortimer, Ferdinand.
We're here.
Jeremiah, Franklin.
We're here. Clementine, Carolina, Evelina, Dinah. We're all here in the evening by the moonlight. You can hear the darkies singing as we ride. The night is bright, bright as day. get hay right in the hand.
Well, how about it, McGee? Shall we go downtown and buy a new Davenport or something?
Oh, I suppose we better. Oh, we'll never get as good a one as this one has been.
Yeah, you'll never save that many cigar coupons again either.
You said it, baby. I practically inhaled all the furniture in this room.
Well, I wish you'd have taken a few extra puffs and got a better-looking floor lamp.
What's the matter with the floor lamp?
Well, the cord's all frayed, for one thing. I've told you a dozen times to run the wire under the rug.
You doggone it, I tried to, and darn near smothered under there.
Well, never mind that now. Get your hat and let's get going. With this clearance sale, we ought to get a nice Davenport.
Oh, come in.
Hi, mister.
Oh, hi, little girl. I'm sorry I haven't got time to talk to you now. I got to go downtown.
Why?
Got to buy a new Davenport.
Why?
Well, because we're expecting some important guests next week.
Why?
Because we're holding the world premiere of our picture at the Bijou Theater next week, that's why. And stop asking why.
Who?
I said stop. Oh. Sis, you're impossible.
I am not, I bet you.
Oh, yes, you are.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no, I can't be impossible, I bet you.
Why?
Because impossible means it couldn't happen, and I happen.
Why?
And stop saying why.
Okay. All I can say, sis, is you've certainly got a gift for butting in here whenever we're ready to go someplace.
See, have I missed it? What is it?
What's what?
My gift.
I didn't say you had a gift.
You did, too. I heard you just as plain.
Well, I didn't mean it that way. I meant it.
Engine giver, engine giver, engine giver.
That's it, sis. Keep quiet. I'll give you a gift. I'll do anything. But quit yelling at me. Now, what do you want?
Tell me a story.
Gee. Sis, you mean to stand there with your first teeth making a last stand? And ask for a story when you know darn well we're in a hurry to get downtown?
Gee, mister, I guess you don't love little children.
Yes, I do too love little children. Don't you love big men?
Gee, sure I do, mister. You want me to tell you a story? Do you?
Oh, I'd much prefer that. Go ahead.
Okay. Once upon a time, there was a little Boston Bull Terrier, and some bad boys tried to tie a tin can on him, but they couldn't do it.
Well, go on with the story.
That's all. It was a very short tale.
Very likely tale. If that little twerp ever...
McGee, never mind that. We got to get down to the furniture store. It's getting late.
Oh, it is. Okay, well, come on, let's go.
Mrs. McGee, I assure you that this is definitely the Davenport for you.
All right, Mr. Twomley. Send it right out.
Very well. Now that you have this lovely new Davenport, don't you think the rest of your furniture might look just a teeny-weeny bit lousy?
Now, wait a minute, Swam. You can't stand there...
He's right, McGee. Absolutely right. With all our old stuff, that new Davenport will be as conspicuous as a cow in a canoe.
Indeed it will, madam. Whereas it should be as casual as a hug on a hayride.
Oh. Well, what are we going to do about it? Move everything out but the Davenport and just let the guests in 3 at a time?
No, but we've got to have new draperies and a couple of end tables, and that bookcase is pretty battered. And the floor lamp isn't much good.
What kind of a floor lamp is it?
Oh, it's one of them 3-way lights, Bud. It goes out if you bump it, touch it, or look at it. Well, maybe you're right, Molly.
Why, of course I'm right, McGee. Next week is one of the most important occasions in our lives. And with some new furniture, why, we...
Hello, Molly. Hello, Fibber.
Hello, Harlow.
Oh, what's the matter with you, Mr. Wilcox?
You look like someone that stripped the gears on your kitty car, Si.
Oh, it's nothing. Forget it. I just met Billy Mills down the piano department, and he offered me tickets to a football game, and I lost my temper, that's all.
Heavenly days, why?
Well, I just dislike football, that's all. I despise it. I hate football.
I don't understand, Mr. Wilcox. Why should you have such an aversion to the thrilling spectacle of 11 muscular gentlemen kicking the teeth out of 11 other muscular gentlemen?
Well, I'll tell you what my aversion is. How could I, a guy making his living selling genuine Johnson self-polishing glow coat, the finest, no rubbing, no buffing floor polish, how could I ever enjoy a game that depends on substitutes? Always sending in substitutes. It burns me up.
Oh, but Mr. Wilcox, you could watch the practice game. Maybe a good scrub team would...
Listen to her. Scrub team. Don't say scrub to me. With Johnson's self-polishing glow coat making your kitchen linoleum so easy to keep clean and beautiful without old-fashioned scrub... Oh, I can't stand it. Let me out of here. Scrub team. Substitute. Football.
Temperamental fellow, isn't he?
Oh, he takes his work very seriously, Mr. Twomley.
Yeah, he's almost too conscientious. That guy won't even send the home office a night letter unless it's a nice night. Well, what am I waiting for? Or what are we waiting for?
Where are the draperies, Mr. Twomley?
Oh, yes, the draperies. Right down the stairs over here, Mrs. McGee.
Well, I think these draperies will do us very nicely, Mr. Twomley.
Yes, I think you've done us very nicely, too, Twombly.
Oh, thank you. And now for some of the smaller pieces, Mrs. McGee.
What do you mean, smaller pieces? Ain't we bought enough stuff?
Now, McGee, be reasonable. With the new Davenport and new draperies, we can't have that other tacky-looking furniture spoiling the effect.
You mean just because we got a new ashtray, we got to refurnish the whole house to go with it? Why don't I just give up smoking?
For good?
Well, why not?
You can't do it.
I can, too. I've done it a dozen times. Why, I remember...
Excuse me a moment. Some gentleman is trying to catch my attention. Was there something I could do for you, sir?
No, my dapper dispenser of domestic doodads. There's nothing you can do for me, but I'm about to do something for you. One of those charitable impulses to which I rarely become a victim.
Hey, Molly, it's Horatio K. Boomer. Hi, Boomer.
Hello, Mr. Boomer. We haven't seen you for a long time.
Ah, there. Good day, my dear. A nasty November to you, soybean.
Where you been keeping yourself, Boomer?
Haven't been keeping myself, egg roll. I've been kept. Been detained for a few months upstate on a charge of loitering.
Oh, loitering. Why, they can't sentence you for several months just for loitering.
They can if you're loitering in the First National Bank after closing hours, my dear.
Well, what were you doing in there after hours?
Just trying to straighten out a check, stub.
But what was it you wished to see me about, sir?
Oh, yes. Thought you might like to know I saw a shoplifter upstairs. On the fourth floor of the West Wing. Suggest you investigate.
Heavenly days, a shoplifter. Are you sure, Mr. Boomer?
Certainly, certainly. I should know a shoplifter when I see one.
Oh, I'll say you should, Boomer. You've seen so much of the seamy side of life, you got lint in your outlook.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Boomer. I'll report the matter very shortly. We don't like shoplifters in here.
Glad to be of service, my boy. Remember, fourth floor, West Wing. Saw the fellow several times with my own eyes. Well, good day, my dear. The superficial so long to you, Simp.
So long, Boomer.
Well, imagine Mr. Boomer meeting a shoplifter face to face.
Incidentally, what do they sell in the west wing of the fourth floor, Bud?
Looking glasses and mirrors.
Oh.
Now, let's see. What other furnishings did you have in mind, Mrs. McGee? Perhaps...
Martha Tilton sings Blue Champagne.
Blue champagne, purple shadows and blue champagne, with the echoes that still remain. I keep a blue rendezvous. Bubbles rise like a fountain before my eyes, and they're suddenly crystal plans we started, all the songs we sang, each little dream we knew seems to overtake me like a boomerang. Blue is the sparkle, gone is the tang. Each old refrain keeps returning as I remain with my memories and blue champagne to toast the dream that was you. All the plans we started, all the songs we sang, each little dream we knew seems to overtake me like a boomerang. Blue is the sparkle, gone is the tang. Each old refrain keeps returning as I remain with my memories and blue champagne to toast the dream that was you.
Fine, boys, but please move that bookcase farther to the right there.
Now, careful, fellas. Don't scratch my new ashtray.
That's it. Thank you very much.
Okay, lady.
Well, how does it look, McGee?
I gotta admit-
Everything in its place already.
Yeah, looks pretty good, Molly. Especially the ashtray. You know, if it hadn't been for Mrs. Uppington, we'd have never refurnished this room. Bless her heart. I wish she had to pay the bill, darn her hide.
Now, don't talk like that, dearie. This room is really livable now.
The only thing I don't like is this new rug, Molly.
It's a beautiful rug. A genuine Oriental.
The tag says it was made by the Weave a Million Rug Company in Hackensack, New Jersey.
Absolutely. I always say if you buy an Oriental rug, get one made by honest American labor. Come in.
Hello there, Mrs. McGee. Hello, Mr. McGee.
Oh, hi, Wimple, old man. Come in and serve your corpus up on our new davenport.
Well, how are you today, Mr. Wimple?
Oh, just fine, Mrs. McGee. I saw the men moving your new furniture in, so I just sat right down on the curbstone and wrote you a poem.
Oh, how nice.
I'll reserve judgment till I hear your living room lyrics, Wimp.
I think it's one of my best pieces, Mr. McGee. I really do. The title is, The End Table Broke Its Leg and We Had to Shoot It Back to the Factory.
Well, read it in your well-modulated voice, Mr. Wimple.
All righty. It goes, here's to the McGees in their well-furnished home. I hope they'll be happy, this princess and prince.
Prince don't rhyme, Wimple.
I know, Mr. McGee, but I don't like to call you the gnome. They have only one piece which the room could well last. That new straight-back chair should be sent right straight back. Do you like it?
What, the chair or the poem?
I think it was very sweet of you, Mr. Wimple. Do you often sit down on curbstones and write poetry?
Oh, we poets must work wherever the mood strikes us, Mr. McGee. Some of my best work I do while I'm, well, almost anywhere in the house. Except in my wife's gymnasium. I can't work there.
See, your wife is very athletic, isn't she, Mr. Wimple?
Indeed, she is, Mrs. McGee. She can put the shot 99 yards, you know.
Honest? You go in for any of that stuff, Wimple?
Only the 100-yard dash, Mr. McGee.
Well, hasn't Mrs. Wimple any feminine qualities, Mr. Wimple?
Oh, yes, Mrs. McGee, of course. She's really a very feminine person. You should see men leap up to give her their seats on the streetcar.
Do they really?
Indeed they do. Correct. Well, I just dropped in to say hello, folks. So, goodbye.
Poor little Wimple. He sure has it tough, don't he?
I'll bet the worm will turn someday, McGee.
Yeah, just in time to see the hen's last peck. Oh, well, let's forget Wimple. Let's just sit here and enjoy my new ashtray and stuff.
Oh, isn't this room beautiful now?
Yeah, my new ashtray sure sets it off, don't it? Ah, good old Uppy.
Oh, and isn't this Davenport comfortable?
Yeah, I'll bet my hip will heal up now where that spring always dug into it.
I wouldn't be surprised. Just look how the pattern in those draperies harmonize.
Oh, now, come in.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Uppington. Come in and see what you're responsible for.
What I'm responsible... Oh, my dear. Oh, it's lovely. All new furniture and draperies. And a rug. Oh, how lovely.
You like it, Uppy?
It's simply charming, Miss McGee. If I had done it myself, I wouldn't change a thing. Not a single thing. Except possibly...
Except what?
That smoking stand. It's a little modernistic for the room, wouldn't you say?
The smoking stand.
But Dad ratted the whole room was refurnished around that smoking stand, and I love it.
And you gave it to us.
Oh, yes, I know, but since you have redecorated, it is entirely out of key.
Oh.
Now, here, I'll show you.
No.
Let's throw it out.
No.
Yes.
Hey, wait a minute.
There now. Isn't that better? Now the room is utterly charming. Oh, I don't know what gave you the idea to do it over, but it was a splendid idea. Good night.
Take it easy, dearie. Control yourself. Have a cigar.
I can't. There's no place to put the ashes.
Forget the ashes. Light up a cigar. And give me one, too.
The other day, I went shopping with my wife. As we wandered through the stores from one department to another, I was struck with one thing which seems to me to be quite important. Good taste is on the increase. Manufacturers of clothes, furniture, fabrics, floor coverings, all have been constantly improving the design of their merchandise. You don't have to have a lot of money now to have a beautiful, attractive home, and you don't need a lot of money to keep it beautiful either. You can do that so easily with genuine Johnson's wax. The wax polish that protects as well as beautifies your floors, furniture, woodwork. That saves you money and saves you work. That has over 100 extra labor-saving uses. There are, of course, imitations of Johnson's wax on the market. But if I were you, I'd play safe and insist on the genuine Johnson's wax, liquid, cream, or paste.
Are Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy really going to visit us next week?
Sure they are.
Positively?
Absolutely.
How can you be sure?
Because Charlie McCarthy promised me on bended knee.
Who's bended knee?
Bergen.
Oh.
Good night.
Good night, all.
This is Harlow Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax Finishes for home and industry, inviting you to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night.
The Johnson Wax program with Fibber McGee and Molly. Your Red Cross button is a badge of honor. Wear it proudly for humanity and defense. Join the Red Cross today. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Fibber McGee and Molly, written by Don Quinn, with songs by Martha Tilton and the King's Men, and music by Billy Mills. The show opens with Be Young Again. To think how various kinds of business are closely related to each other. In our system of free competition, there isn't any such thing as isolation. A new basic material or process is discovered, perhaps in a remote laboratory. If it's really worthwhile, it may cause far-reaching changes in the products of many industries. When the metal chromium was made available commercially, it certainly found a great many uses, all the way from dolling up your automobile to making handsome modern furniture. And to protect the beauty of these sleek surfaces, the makers of Johnson's Wax developed special wax dressings that are widely used by the manufacturers of chromium equipment. If you have chromium pieces in your home or office, you can protect them against wear and harmful fingerprints with genuine Johnson's Wax. You can keep the chromium on your car brilliant, either with Johnson's Car New or with Johnson's Auto Wax. It really is surprising when you begin to investigate the great number of uses for Johnson's Wax polishes besides those familiar to you in your own home. But play safe. When you order polishes, be sure they carry the name Johnson, your assurance of complete satisfaction. Excitement prevails in Wistful Vista today. Look Who's Laughing, the picture that our friends made with Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy, is having its world premiere at the Bijou Theater tonight, and everybody is in a dither. And here at the airport, where they are waiting for the arrival of Bergen's plane, we find Fibber McGee and Molly.
Everybody's in a dither.
Oh, my, this is an interesting place, McGee. You know, we ought to come out here often.
I think so, too. More planes. Boy, did you see that one, Molly?
Yeah.
That's one of them new military planes. One of the HICTIGs.
Oh, yeah, they're getting ready for the war.
HICCIG.
Yeah, here it comes, and there it goes. I'm thinking about buying a plane myself. Imagine me getting a sudden call to Washington, packing my bags, dashing out here to the airport, leaping into my plane.
Out the other side and down to the railroad station. With me on your heels. No, dearie, you stay down here where the terra is firmer.
Yeah, but Bergen says...
Mr. Bergen isn't married.
Maybe he ain't now, but wait till Mrs. Uppington goes to work on him. There's a grass widow that's out to make hay.
Hello there, kids. You're just the kids I wanted to see, kids.
What can we do for you, Mr. Oldtimer?
Give me a couple of tickets to the premiere tonight. How's about it?
Gee, I'm sorry, old-timer, but we had such a demand for him that I don't...
No, come on, Johnny. I'll be in there whistling and stomping every time you come on the screen.
Well, how loud can you whistle?
Listen, daughter.
That's a pretty shitty whistle.
Well, I can stop and holler, can't I?
Well, I'll see if I can find you a couple later on, old-timer. Just now we're waiting for Bergen and McCarthy.
Oh, they flying in?
No, they're coming by rowboat. We came out here to throw them a rope.
That's pretty good, daughter, you sassy little minx. But that ain't the way I heard it. The way I heard it, one feller says, t'other feller, says, I see where fellows are. That's so, says t'other feller. What makes you think that the other was on? Well, says the
Damn,
first
were they
feller,
right next to an Air Force base?
make mine with onions. That's what I've heard for a long time, kid. Anything I like is beyond with a punch. I always think...
Attention, please. Attention.
Oh, quiet, boys. Here's an announcement.
Flight 79. Plane leaving Gate 5 for Happy's Landing, Hot Springs, Warm Springs, Cold Springs, Chillicothe, and Orson 12 will not be leaving.
Let's keep that guy busy announcing the planes that don't leave. Hey, old-timer, can I have a private word with you?
Sure, Johnny. Excuse us a minute, daughter.
Oh, that's all right, boys. I'll go inside and watch the passengers getting away. You know, it does things for my inferiority. I'll be back in a minute.
Well, what's on your mind, Johnny?
Look, I'll get you a couple of tickets for the premiere on one condition, old-timer. You want to make a deal?
I'll do anything that's honest to both doors, Johnny. Otherwise, it'll cost you 3 tickets.
Look, when the picture's over, you walk back and forth amongst the people out in the lobby, see, and rave about how good I look on the screen. What do you say?
3 tickets.
Okay, 3 tickets. But it won't hurt your conscience any. I am good. Now remember, all you gotta say is something like, boy, that McGee is a great actor, ain't he? Good and round. You got it?
I got it. Hey, that McGee is a great actor. Ain't he good and round?
No. You say it good and round. So all the newspapers right, well, here. Now, here's the 3 tickets, and don't let me down.
Okay. I'll be in there fixing, Johnny. I'll give you a build-up that'll make Gary Cooper get out his car and ride away in the sunset.
That was a great idea. Well, maybe it ain't strictly ethical, but... Well, why ain't it ethical? Chuck is just publicity, ain't it? Well, yeah, that's kind of underhanded. What's underhanded about it? Oh, it's almost right. See, any such thing as bribery. All I got was...
Gee, what are you so excited about? You're all red in the face.
Oh, I was just having a little argument. I'm the most unreasonable guy to argue with. Wait, he's landing at the far end of the field.
Well, let's run out and meet him.
No, wait here. He'll taxi up to the gate.
What? Take a taxi for that little way? That's too extravagant. Come on.
The King's men sing, I like a balalaika.
Won't you come with me down to the Russian quarter? You will hear a melody strummed by a Russian quarter. The instrument he plays is old as love itself. It's called a balalaika, and speaking for myself, I like a balalaika, a Russian balalaika, because the gal I like likes to hear a balalaika playing like a balalaika play. Hey, hey, they play a passionata, compared to one sonata. They sing an awful lot of notes, and that is why I like to listen when the balalaika play. Hey, you know that steel guitar, don't go with Sam, oh, the balalaika is all you'll hear. In good old Russian, atmosphere. Oh, the balalaika, come me home to taste delight, not waste the night. I like a balalaika, a Russian balalaika. I have no special reason why I like a balalaika, only that the gal I like to hear a balalaika playing like a balalaika play. Hey, hey, you set your heart to tingle, you set your brain to jingle, your lips have got to mingle, a fellow can't be single. Oh, I like a balalaika
Hey, where's Bergen and McCarthy, Molly?
They're up in Uncle Dennis's room. He won't be here tonight.
He won't?
No. He said he had an all-night gin rummy session, and between the two, he probably wouldn't be home. Oh, McGee, here's Mr. Bergen in charge.
Oh, hi, fellas. Find everything you need upstairs, fellas?
Oh, yes, Fibber, yes. We're very comfortable, thank you.
And you, Charlie?
Oh, I'm all right, Mom. Don't mind if I call you Mom, do you?
Not at all, Charlie. I love it.
Good, good, good. That's approach number 17, boys. Make them feel maternal and you got them. Hey, where do you folks keep the bicarbonate?
What's the matter, Charlie? Don't you feel well?
No, I had 15 butterscotch sundaes when we were waiting to take off this morning. And, well, they kind of sneak up on you, you know. I remember one time I was so dear.
Come in.
Oh, how do you do, Mrs. McGee? I'm listening.
Hello, Abigail.
Hi, Effie. Who's the moose in the Vinksbergen?
Why, Charlie? Why, she's a society leader here. Mrs. Uppington, I believe.
Oh, is that so? She looks like a 5 and 10 cent baby from $1 million store.
Charlie, will you remember we're guests here?
Hey, Ed, I want you to meet a friend of ours, Mrs. Uppington.
Yes, Mrs. Uppington. This is Mr. Bergen and Charlie McCarthy.
Oh, yes. How do you do, Mrs. Uppington?
Oh, I'm simply delighted to meet you, Mr. Bergen. I've been dying to meet you.
All over, or just your hair again, Uppy?
Well, Mrs. Uppington has talked of nothing else for days, Mr. Bergen. You know, she's one of your greatest fans.
Well, that ought to cool you off, Bergen, huh? I take it you're going to the premiere tonight, Mrs. Uppingtail?
Uppington, Charlie. Abigail Uppington.
Oh, excuse me, Mrs. Uppington, excuse me.
Oh, that's quite all right, you dear boy. After all, a rose by any other name would smell.
You said it, babe. You
Will you watch what you're saying, Charlie?
Well, there's many a slip twixt your lip and my clip, Bergen. You know that.
Charlie is such an irrepressible little fella, Abigail.
Of course, my dear, I understand. Oh, and I'm so glad I met him, so I can invite you all over to my home after the theater tonight for midnight supper.
Oh, thanks, Uppy. We'll be there. I always have an appetite after watching one of my performances, Uppy.
You ought. You're strictly from hunger. Yes, there did that.
No, you know Fibber did a wonderful job in that picture.
Yes,
Wonderful.
sir. Yes, sir. I remember what you said after the first day shooting, Charlie.
Well, what did I say now? What did I say?
I know what you said. You said, what a character man he is.
Yeah?
That's exactly what you said, Charlie.
No, not exactly. No, not exactly. Well, what I said was, man, what a character he is. I know.
Oh, yeah.
Well, how about this midnight supper, Bergen? Shall we sneak over to Snook's for a snack?
Well, of course.
Huh?
Sure.
And they have some lamps.
Yes, we'll be there, Mrs. Uppington, and thank you.
Oh, splendid, splendid. And it would be such a lovely night. I do want you to see my garden by moonlight, Mr. Bergen. Well, see you there. Hasta la wistful vista, as we say in Spain.
Well, you seem to have made quite an impression on her, Mr. Bergen.
All you got to do to impress her is wear trousers and speak English. And broken English would do. A very charming woman, I thought.
No, careful there, Edgar. She's setting her cap for you.
Oh, my goodness, not that, not that.
Well, what's wrong with that, Charlie?
Did you ever see Bergen in a cap?
I've seen Ed in a cap, and I thought he looked pretty smooth, Charlie.
Well, he looks a lot smoother without it.
Well, if you'll all excuse me, I've got to run up and get dressed. It's almost time to go to the theater.
Oh, certainly, Molly. We'll run along now. I will
Hey, Fibber, how about... Oh, hello, Edgar. Hello, Charlie.
Oh, hello, Harlow.
Well, if it isn't the old polish promoter. How's your linoleum today, Mr. Wilcox?
Pretty perky, Charlie. How's your coffee?
Percolating pretty, pal.
Are you going to the premiere tonight and see yourself on the screen, Miss Wilcox?
Oh, gee, I don't know, Molly. I'm scared. I guess I've got stage fright.
Oh, you've got to be there, Harlow. You'll be expected to say a few words into the microphone, for the crowd.
Honest, will I?
Why, yes.
Oh, it's easy, Mr. Wilcox. You just say what everybody else says. I hope you will enjoy seeing this picture half as much as we enjoyed making it. Work like dogs. What's right always you.
Oh, you mustn't be nervous, Mr. Wilcox.
Well, I am. Every time I get in front of a microphone, I automatically start talking about Johnson's self-polishing glow coat.
No, not this time, Harlow. Hardly fit the occasion.
Well, I think I can make it fit. Look, suppose I said something like, ladies and gentlemen, with genuine Johnson's glow coat, with its swift results and absolute minimum of effort and the elimination of old-fashioned rubbing and buffing, you have more free hours to see moving pictures like this. It's really a great combination, folks. Fibber and Molly work for Johnson. Johnson's make glow coat, which gives you leisure to see Fibber and Molly in the pictures.
It's a vicious circle, isn't it? Well, how about us, Wilcox? We were in there, too, you know.
What do you mean, Charlie?
Well, why don't you say after the movie, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy a grand cup of delicious Chase and Sanborn coffee?
Yes, in your beautiful, gleaming, spotless kitchen.
Darn it, he did it again, didn't he?
Well, I better run home now and get dressed. I'll see you later, folks.
Doesn't he ever lose his gusto, Fibber? That guy thinks the 7 wonders of the world are the pyramids, the hanging gardens of Babylon, and 5 cans of glow coat.
Well, I simply must be getting dressed, and you boys had better be getting into your dinner clothes, too.
I believe you're right, Molly. Come on, Charlie.
Go ahead, Ben, go ahead. I'm going to wear pajamas.
Oh, but pajamas aren't dinner clothes, Charlie.
Well, they are if you eat in bed. Well, now go away, all of you. There's a book here I want to read.
What is it, Charlie?
Well, it's Peoria High School Annual for 1912. It's a murder story. That's what it is.
What do you mean, a murder story?
Well, look at this picture, you. It kills me.
Come on, Molly. Come
Come on, Ed. He's a character. Peoria High School. I'll bet he was voted the student most likely to succeed, making a chump of himself. You know, come in.
Hi, Mr. McGee. Oh, you're not Mr. McGee.
No, you can say that with a glad smile. Nice, interesting little intruder.
Gee, I bet you're Charlie McCarthy, I bet you.
I am indeed, I am. Charles McCarthy, man of the world, man about town, and man of pumps, boys. I'm going to work. You a local girl, beautiful? I say, are you one of the neighborhood nifties or one of the more impressive imports? Not that I don't want to be personal, because I do.
Well, I live in that greenhouse across the street.
Is that so? A greenhouse, huh? Most appropriate. I blooming well think my blossom.
You mean it's a bouquet? I'm okay, huh?
Yeah. You're the girl of my dreams. Let's take a walk in my sleep sometime. How's about a date to the premiere tonight, huh?
Oh, I bet you don't want to go out with me, Mr. McCarthy.
Oh, come. Let's not stand on formality. Let's jump on its face. Call me Charlie, huh? Or better than that, wouldn't you like to call me Chuck, huh?
Yes, I would, Chuck.
No, not woodchuck.
Okay, Charlton.
Oh, that's better, Charlton. Will you say it again?
Charlton.
Mozart never wrote music like that. Come over here and sit by me, angel face. Let's discuss us.
I guess I better be going home. I gotta do my homework.
Homework? Tush. Going out with me is a liberal education. Though if Bergen was more liberal with me, I could be more liberal. Let's face facts. You know, I could go for a girl like you.
Could you?
Yes, indeed. How about a little kiss?
I think this
You
guy's trying to
good
get
at
a child.
oscillating?
No, I always fall down.
This is wrong.
What was that?
You said, was I good at ice skating, and I said I always fall down.
So, ice skating and osculating are two very different things, my demi-debutante. Or didn't you know?
Sure, I know, I betcha. In ice skating, you gotta keep your feet, and in osculating, you gotta keep your head. And if you think you're getting anywhere with that fast powder, you better get back in your den before somebody collects a bounty on you. So goodbye, Wolf.
Scuttle my schooner and call it no sail. Hey, Bergen, lay on my evening clothes. I'm going with you.
On the Tilton things, I see a million people.
I see a million people, but all I can see is you. I hear a million voices, but only your voice comes through. I wait for your footstep, I've waited before. I know that it's you. If you knock on the door, I'll know you're around by the sound of my pounding heart. I see a million faces, but what do I really see? A million little traces keep bringing you back to me. And try as I may to forget to care, what can I do if you're always there? I see a million people, but all I can see is you. I've tried on my own to go it alone. I've tried to get lost in a crowd. But even when I wander the roaring sea, the picture of you repeats. see a million faces, but what do I really see? A million little traces keep bringing you back to me. And try as I may to forget to care, what can I do if you're always there? I see a million people, a million little traces, a million kinds of voices, and 100 million faces, but all I can see is you.
Excuse me, mister, but am I too late to see Look Who's Laughing? I couldn't find a place to park.
Our car is just about over. In fact, it is over. You better stand to one side. Here comes the car now.
Very good picture.
Yes, I enjoyed it.
Well, Molly, what do you think? Pretty good stuff, eh?
Well, I thought it was very good, McGee. How was I?
I don't know. I was busy watching me. How was I?
I don't know, and for the same reason. Oh, hello, Mayor Latrivia. Did you like the picture?
Yes, indeed, Mrs. McGee. I thought you did a simply splendid piece of work.
How about me, Trivial? Is it true what they say about me being another Barrymore?
It's possible, if there must be another Barrymore. Good night. Good night, Mrs. McGee.
Good night, Mayor. McGee, where are you going?
In the box office. I want to use the telephone and call the newspapers. Going to tell them what a success it was. Come on, Molly. Hey, Bud, you mind if I use your telephone? Who are you?
Don't you know? He was the star of the picture tonight.
Oh, yes, I didn't recognize you, Mr. Perkins. Go right ahead and use the phone.
Oh,
Hurry up, McGee. I want to go out and hear what people are saying.
Okay. Hello, operator. Give me the Whisper Vista Gazette or the... Huh? Oh, is that you, Mert?
Here at a time like this.
How's every little thing, Mert? Says, eh? What's that, Mert? Your brother. Thrown in the hoosgow, eh?
Oh, heavenly days. What for, McGee?
The police force elected him king of the cops for 1941, and they're building him a throne in the hoosgow. They're building him a throne in the hoosgow. Say, Mert? Line's all busy. Okay, I'll call later. Goodbye, Mert.
Why don't you do it again?
Come on, Molly. Well, thanks, Bud.
Okay, Mr. Perkins.
Yes, I thought that wild airplane scene was the most exciting.
It was the dishwashing scene that got me. I never liked
Charlie McCarthy was talking to the fellow.
Yes, sir. I always said that Edgar Bergen was one of the finest actors on the screen. What a job he did tonight.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
Hey, old-timer. Come here a minute.
Well, hello there, kids. Great picture, wasn't it? And what do you think of this Bergen boy? Really got something, eh? Yes, sir. Bergen is...
Hey, wait a minute. Did we have a deal on or didn't we?
Eh? Oh, you mean them 3 tickets you gave me to talk you up, Johnny?
Say, what is this?
That's what I mean, and don't talk so loud, old-timer. What's the idea of double-crossing me? We heard you come out raving about Bergen.
I know, Johnny. I'm sorry about that. Personally, as actors, you and Bergen are about even. But when you give me 3 tickets, and he gives me $10, well, you can see how it is. Excuse me now, I gotta go do my job. Yes, sir, that boy Bergen is potentially one of the greatest.
Put a muffler on. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle.
Yes, and I hope your nephew is proud. Now, come on.
Much has been said of late about our standard of living. There's no doubt it's about the highest standard the world has ever produced. In wages, in food resources, in daily living comforts, we're pretty lucky. The average man in his job, the average woman in her home, has much to be grateful for. That doesn't mean we're perfect or that we can't go on improving. We will. And manufacturers will go on developing new products to make our living still easier, more attractive. Look what the makers of Johnson's Wax did for you women when they brought out self-polishing glow coat. They solved an important problem for you. How to keep linoleum surfaces, especially kitchen floors, clean and beautiful without continuous scrubbing. Scrubbing, you know, is bad for linoleum, whereas Glow Coat did away once and for all with that chore. It saves countless hours of work every week because it needs no rubbing or buffing. Now, of course, to get Glow Coat results, you need the original, the genuine Johnson self-polishing Glow Coat at dealers everywhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy will appear at the Golden Gate Theater in San Francisco tomorrow, Wednesday, for the opening of the picture we made together. Look Who's Laughing.
Yes, and we hope you'll all go see them. We had a lot of fun doing it, didn't we, dearie?
Yeah, but I don't know. As good as I was in it, I really think I could still do better if I had to.
You know, that's what everybody says.
They do? Gee, ain't that wonderful?
Oh, say, McGee,
Huh?
I almost forgot. RKO called this morning, and they want you to come back.
Hot dog. They do? To make another picture?
No. You left your correspondence course in how to act in the dressing room.
Oh, so. Good night.
Good night, Doc.
This is Harlow Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax Finishes for home and industry, inviting you to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night.
Makes a hard job easy. That's what many thousands of car owners are saying about Car New, Johnson's new auto polish that both cleans and wax polishes in one application. Car New does two jobs at once. Saves work, saves money. It will help you take better care of your car, increase its trade-in value. Get a can this week. Wax polish your car with Johnson's Car New, spelled C-A-R-N-U. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The Johnson Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Fibber McGee and Molly, written by Don Quinn, with songs by Martha Tilton and the King's Men, and music by Billy Mills. The show opens with Great Day. I was passing a neighborhood school just as the recess bell rang, and I stopped and watched as the youngsters came tumbling and racing out of the building like a herd of wild animals. Do you know what I thought about first? The abused floors in that school, and what a job it must be to protect them against that daily onslaught and keep them nice looking. You'll be interested to know that the makers of Johnson products have developed special wax polishes for floors in schools, office buildings, and hospitals. Floors that take a much heavier traffic beating than your floors at home. The next time you walk down a school or hospital or office building corridor, see if the floors look well cared for. If they do, chances are they're protected with Johnson's wax polish. And just as your Johnson's Wax and Glow Coat save you both work and money, these special polishes developed for heavy traffic use also affect very large savings to the owners and managers of these properties. When you're buying polishes for your home, it will pay you always to insist upon the genuine Johnson's Wax polishes. Have you ever stood in your front door for half an hour saying goodbye to a visitor who wouldn't go home? Exasperating, isn't it? Well, here at 79 Wistful Vista, with his large feet blotting out the welcome on the map, we find His Honor Mayor Latrivia, who seems to regret leaving Fibber McGee and Molly.
Well, good night, Mayor Latrivia.
Good night, Mayor.
So nice of you to drop in.
Not at all, Mrs. McGee. I'm only sorry your husband won't take the job. You're sure you won't reconsider, McGee?
No, I'm sorry, Latrivia. I may be the right man for the office and all that, and I'd like to serve the city, but my time is so valuable. Being all took up with Chamber of Commerce work.
Yeah, and besides, what does he know about testing dogs?
Well, all right, if that's fine, McGee. Good night to you both. And, oh, my goodness, my briefcase. I left it on the coffee table, I believe.
Oh, wait here, Latrivia. Here should be right here. Here's your briefcase, Latrivia. Come and see us again sometime.
Thank you, I will. Good night, Mrs. McGee. I've enjoyed this visit very
Good
much.
night, Your Honor. I hope.
Come in.
Hello there, kid. I just... Oh, hello, Mr. Mayor.
Good evening. Glad to see you, but I must be going.
Hey, wait a minute. What I got to say will interest you, too, Mayor.
Well, I suppose I can wait one more minute and hear what this gentleman has to say.
Who, me? Oh! Well, here's the proposition, kid. And, Mr. Mayor, I'm selling chances on a turkey for Thanksgiving.
Oh, no. I don't like those things. In the first place, I never gamble. And besides, every time I do it, I lose.
Besides, you gotta wait too long to see if you win.
Not on this one, Johnny. Draw a number, and if it's the lucky one, I'll tell you right away. How's about it? Only 2 bits.
Here, I'll take one.
Well, all right, so will I.
Well, now you talk me in. Give me one too, old-timer.
Okay. One for you, daughter, Mr. Mayor. All right, Johnny, open them up. Call your numbers, kid.
27.
85.
207-540-78.
Hey, give me that. That's my Social Security card. Here's your number, Johnny.
17.
Well, did any of us win?
Nope. The winning number was 33. But the first fellow to take a chance this morning got that and won the turkey. Kind of taken all the element of luck out of it, you might say. So don't feel bad about gambling, daughter. You never had a chance anyway.
Why, that antiquated old chip artist, who does he think?
Oh, that's all right, Mr. McGee. Takes all kinds of people to make the world, you know.
Yeah, and that kind ought to go somewhere else and make one of their own. Must you be rushing off so soon, Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Mrs. McGee, I have an appointment with a Miss Meat, a knitting expert.
Oh, you taking lessons, Latrivia?
Oh, no. No, she's making an afghan for an aunt of mine for Christmas.
Go on, how can anybody knit an afghan?
No, he said Afghan, McGee.
Huh?
Afghan. It's kind of a muffler for your hip.
Yeah, that's very good, Mrs. McGee. Very good. But as I say, I have an appointment, so I'll just... by the way, you know where Miss Meat lives? It's in the neighborhood.
Meat? Never heard of it, Latrivia.
You're right.
Oh, dear. Well, may I see your telephone book a moment? I'll look it up.
It's right there under the hall table.
Oh, thank you very much. Let me see.
Hey, Molly, ain't he ever going to get out of here?
What can we do? We can't very well take him by the nape of the neck and throw him down the front steps, can we?
Maybe not, but you're putting some awful evil thoughts in my curly little head. Personally, I'd like...
Well, I found it. Thank you very much, and good night.
Well, good night, Latrivia.
Good night, and next time you're out this way.
I'll get Molly. McGee's resident? Yes, huh? Oh, is that you, Mert? Yeah, the mayor's right here.
It's for you, Your Honor.
Oh, good thing I stayed a few seconds.
How's every little thing, Mert? It is, eh? What's that, Mert? Your grandmother? Plastered again, eh?
Oh, McGee, what on earth?
Mert's grandmother got pleurisy again. They got her plastered from here clear on to here. What's that, Mert? Oh, yes, the mayor's right here. Okay, I'll tell him, Mert. Goodbye.
Who was it, McGee?
Your secretary called. Says to remind you that you're laying the cornerstone for the new roundhouse tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I completely forgot about that. Well, thank you. Well, I'd better be running along now. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Trip. Come in again sometime.
Thank you, I will. I'll be past here again next week in connection with paving the alley back to your house.
Oh, yes, it's in terrible shape now. You can even see big holes in it from our kitchen window.
No.
Oh, sure you can. I look.
My goodness, I never... Oh, you mind if I look?
Why, well, no, not at all, Mr. Mayor. Right this way and through the hall here.
Oh, I know one way to get rid of a guy like that, but somebody's sure to find the body.
Martha Tilton sings My Silent Love.
I'd reach for you like I'd reach for a star, worshiping you from afar, living with my silent love. I'm like a flame dying out in the rain, only the ashes remain, moldering like my silent love. How I long to tell all the things I have planned. Still, it's wrong to tell, you would not understand. You go along, never dreaming I care, loving somebody somewhere, leaving me my silent love. How I long to tell all the things I have planned. Still, it's wrong to tell, you would not understand. For you go along, never dreaming I care, loving somebody somewhere, leaving me my silent
Well, I simply must be getting downtown, Mrs. McGee. I'm afraid I've overstayed my visit a trifle. I feel like the man who came to dinner.
Yeah, he broke his leg on the way out, didn't he? Here, let me help you down the steps, Trivia.
No, never mind. I can make it. Good night, Mrs. McGee.
Good night again.
Good night, old man.
Anytime you're down at the City Hall, I hope...
What's the matter? Is there no hope down at City Hall?
You have a visitor, Mrs. McGee. A lady coming up the wall.
Ladies coming up. Uh-oh. It's Mrs. Uppington.
Mrs. Uppington?
Yes, you remember. She's one of our social leaders, with a family tree that would make a giant redwood look like a sapling.
And not a good-looking limb on the whole. Oh, hi, Uppy.
How do you do, Mr. McGee? And Mrs. McGee.
Hello, Abigail.
Nice to see you again, Mrs. Uppington.
I saw your automobile out in front, Your Honor, and thought I might speak to you for a moment. Am I interrupting?
Oh, no. The mayor was just leaving, Uppy. 3 hours later, and you probably would have missed him.
Not that we would like to have him spend the rest of the evening with us, what there is of it.
What was it you wished to consult me about, Mrs. Uppington?
Your Honor, the Ladies' Club, of which I am temporarily chairwoman...
Here, woman, have a chair.
Temporarily.
Thank you, no. Our club, Your Honor, has passed a resolution demanding that the City Council supply heated water for the horse shop on the east side of City Hall Square. We consider it cruel and inhuman to let those poor animals drink half-frozen water all winter.
That's a great idea, Uppy. I think they ought to have a box of Kleenex there, too. so they can wipe their faces. Ever notice how they kind of drip all over their puss after they have McGee?
McGee, Mrs. Uppington is serious.
How can you tell?
By the way she sticks out her chin.
Which one, the top one?
Now, please, I am serious. Well, Mr. Mayor?
Mrs. Uppington, my compliments to the ladies of your club, whose admirable sentiments do them credit. Please inform them to me that this matter has already been presented to the City Council, and action was deferred indefinitely, for the excellent reason that Wistful Vista is not only not a one-horse town, it is a no-horse town.
Well, looks like your campaign has whinnied right in your face, Abigail.
Why don't you girls get busy and knit some silencers for our manhole cover?
Mr. McGee, I bitterly resent your derisive attitude. It is a situation which demands immediate action.
But, madam, in a community which lacks horses,
But we have foreseen that difficulty, Mr. Mayor, and have collected the sum of $87 for the purchase of a horse. Here, take it. Oh, and now perhaps we girls can sleep at night, knowing that the poor frozen animal, when we get it, can drink his fill of nice, warm water. Oh, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Determined sort of person, isn't she?
Oh, she means well, Mr. Mayor. Just a little misguided. You know, last spring she wanted to go around and pick up all the baby robins and give them flying lessons.
Yeah, she even bought time on the radio and called it We the Peep.
Oh, yes, I remember it. Laid an egg. Oh, well, I simply must be trotting along. Thank you for a very pleasant visit.
Oh, not at all, Mr. Trivia. Glad you dropped in. Well, so long.
Goodbye, Mr. Mayor.
Goodbye, Mayor.
Hello, Fibber. Oh, hello, Mr. Mayor.
Don't delay the mayor, Wilcox. He's anxious to be on his way.
Yes, we're nearly desperate. I mean, the mayor has desperately been trying to leave for an hour now, haven't you, Your Honor?
Indeed, I have, Mrs. McGee, but I'm glad Mr. Wilcox dropped in. I did wish to see him.
Well, we might as well go back into the living room, folks. I've been leaning against this jam so long I can hardly hold my raspberry.
What did you want to see me about, Mr. Mayor? That barking ticket I asked you to fix for me a couple of days ago?
That's exactly what I mean, Mr. Wilcox.
Well, now, look, the circumstances of the case...
Circumstances have nothing whatsoever to do with it. I wish to state categorically.
Oh, categorically, my cat. Pipe down a minute and let me explain.
Why, Mr. Wilcox, is that any way to talk to the mayor?
Why not? Molly, I bawled a cop out once.
You did?
I surely did. I never raised my voice while I was doing it, too, either. And a good thing, because if he'd have heard me, I'd have got 90 days in the pokey. What's your excuse, Wilcox?
Well, look, I got a rush call from a Mrs. Harrison. She'd only been married a week, and she was all upset, practically crying. Her husband was bringing some friends home from the office, and her kitchen linoleum was a mess. Dull and lifeless, faded colors, dry and patchy looking. She was so ashamed of it, she was almost in tears.
Nevertheless, parking next to a fire plug, Mr. Wilcox, is
It was the only place to park. This was an emergency. I dashed out there with a can of Johnson's self-polishing glow coat.
For these rescue parties, you ought to carry a little barrel of it around your neck like a St. Bernard.
Quiet, dearie. I want to hear about the little prize.
Well, that's about all. I demonstrated to her how quickly Johnson's glow coat would bring out the beauty of the pattern in her linoleum, how it would restore the luster and brilliance, and make it so much easier to keep her kitchen clean and sparkling, and with absolutely no rubbing or buffing. Why, it saves the day for her. So you see, Your Honor, you can't let a measly little parking violation stand against the possible breaking up of a home, the wreck of a happy marriage, simply because...
I'm sorry, Wilcox. I didn't understand the circumstances. You may forget the matter on one condition.
I know, that I be more careful in the future.
No, that you dash out and show my housekeeper about glow coat. My linoleum has got more cracks than the first 5 minutes of Bob Hope.
I'll do it right away. So long, folks.
Ah, that Wilcox is a great guy, Latrivia. He's going places. How about you?
Oh, Yes. What am I thinking of? Excuse me for procrastinating my departure.
Here's your briefcase, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, thank you. And may I say that
Here's your hat.
Thank you. And I wish to express
Drop in again anytime you're out this way, Mr. Mayor. Goodbye.
Goodbye, and I only hope...
Oh, not a bit of it, old man, not a bit of it. So long now. Glad you dropped in. Things kind of get dull around here around midnight.
Yes, they do.
Kind of dry, too.
Yes. I'm pretty dry myself. May I trouble you for a glass of water before I leave this meeting?
Oh, of course, Your Honor. Just step out into the kitchen here and,
Oh, well, I'll be a monkey. If that guy takes any longer to pull his freight, he's going to hear it from the Interstate Commerce Commission. All that dead
Hi, mister.
Oh, hi, sis. Look, beat it and come back some other time, will you?
Why?
We got a visitor who we've been trying to get trying to get him out of here for 2 hours. I don't want you delaying him, too.
I know. It's Mayor Trivia, I betcha.
How'd you know?
I saw his outside. It's a snarky one, too. It's a super duper.
Easy on the slang, sis. You see what it did to me.
Why?
Well, the use of slang indicates the possession of an inadequate vocabulary. If you can't express yourself in legitimate English, you're sticking your neck out for some slug to tag you as a jumpo. See? I
My
said...
teacher says I'm dandy in English, I betcha.
Oh, she does, eh? I said she does.
That's right.
Your teacher says you're dandy in English.
She does it?
Aunt Rabbit, you just said she did.
My teacher says I'm a dandy on colloquialisms, mister. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. How are you?
I mean, how are you on colloquialisms?
Well, I never went in much for athletics.
I bet you don't even know what a colloquialism is, I bet you.
Go on, everybody knows that. I'll bet you don't.
I do, too.
Oh, yeah? Well, then what is a colloquialism? An alcohol, or what? What is it?
Well, Webster says the standards of English pronunciation, so far as the standard may be said to exist, is the usage that now prevails among educated and cultured people.
Yeah.
So we must frankly admit the fact that at present uniformity of pronunciation is not to be found throughout the English-speaking world. What's Mayor Trivia doing here?
How did Webster ever hear about Mayor Latrivia? Look, sis, please beat it. As it is, the mayor is sticking around here like honey on a hot cake.
Like what?
Like honey on a...
I'm hungry.
Oh, here's a quarter. Go get yourself a soda. Goodbye. What a night. It ain't enough that we got a guest that's allergic to doorknobs. I got to be tested.
Well, McGee, the mayor's going now.
Yes, Mr. McGee, and thank you for all your trouble.
Oh, think nothing of it, Latrivia. I'm going to miss you around here. Well, if I do, I'll take another throw.
Now, McGee, you know, he's just kidding, Your Honor.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Quite a pleasure. Yes. It's nice to see you. You needn't show me the door, Mrs. McGee. I know the way.
All right, Mr. Mayor. Oh, no, nothing there.
Not that door,
Why,
Latrivia.
isn't this the front door?
Got to straighten out that closet one of these days. Come on, Latrivia. We got work to do.
The King's Men sing
30 more shopping days till Christmas, still a lot of time. I've decided to skip this year. I won't spend a dime. Tick tock, tick. Only 30 more shopping days till Christmas. Gee, that's not so long. I'm setting out cards this year, then I can't go wrong. I'll have to buy one little present for Aunt Minnie. That can wait a while. Valentine's shoes for the Blue. Still got 20 more shopping days till Christmas. Gee, but it's a bore. Let's see, 20? Well, that's not bad. Still got 20 more. Take your time, take your time. What's the rush about? Stop that hurrying, stop that worrying. Hurry and worry is out. All you gotta do is make a list, decide upon the price to pay. All the dinner and the bother and the lather and the pother will be done before Christmas Day. Trust me, I'll be ready then. Golly, Mr. Dooley, there's that man again. Tick tick-tock, 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 tick. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, only 5 more shopping days till Christmas. Better go buy a tree. Must get Mama that new fur coat. She'll be mad at me. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick. Only 3 more shopping days till Christmas. Lots of things to buy. Should have started weeks ago. How the time does fly. Almost forgot to get that streamlined tray for Junior. Where's my shopping list? Molly and Tony and Michael and Fred. A dolly, a pony, a cycle, a set. Here they calling Santa Claus. I need your help because there's only 2 little shopping days till Christmas. Now it's almost here. That old feeling gets in your eyes. Comes the feeling up here inside. Now I'm sorry that Christmas tide comes but once a year. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Okay, Latrivia. You can put your coat back on now. That's everything.
You know, I really don't think you should have made the mayor put all those things back in the closet, McGee.
Oh, quite all right, Mrs. McGee. But what puzzles me is, how on earth can you get all that junk into that horrible little 2x4 hole in the wall?
Well, it's just an accumulation of little treasures, Mr. Mayor. Sort of a domestic Fort Knox.
Yeah, it saves time, too. When I come downstairs at night looking for burglars, I know darn well they ain't in there. So I get in there. Well, you got to be gone, Latrivia?
Yes, and believe me, I'm truly sorry if I've discommoded you. My departure
has been postponed again. I'll bet a cookie. Come in.
Hello, Mrs. McGee. Hello, Mr. McGee.
Oh, hello, Mr. Wimple.
You met Mayor Latrivia, Wimple?
Oh, yes. Mr. Wimple wrote a poem in honor of my inauguration as mayor. Didn't you, Mr. Wimple?
Indeed, I did, Your Honor. 2 verses and 27 choruses. I called it Our Old Gray Mayor. He's just what he used to be. Sweetie Face, my wife, always says...
Incidentally, how is the little woman, Wimple?
The, what, Your Honor?
The little woman.
You're really not much on dimensions, are you, Mr. Mayor?
I'm afraid little is a bad description, Your Honor.
No, Mrs. Wimple is what we refer to as an Amazon, Trivial.
Amazon? River?
Yeah. She's long and wide with a big mouth. Slow moving, but dangerous, and you cross her at your own risk.
Now, Mr. McGee, that's hardly fair to Sweetie Face. She's really a charming person, really. You should see her sitting in the window of an evening, cuddling her pets in her lap.
What are her pets, Wimple?
Well, she has 1 leopard and 1 pygmy elephant. Once she had a kangaroo that she used to box with, but not anymore.
Well, what happened to it, Mr. Wimple?
Oh, it got a cauliflower tail and went back to Australia.
Was there something we could do for you, Mr. Wimple?
No, Mrs. McGee. I just dropped in to pass the time of day. It's 9:45. Good night.
His wife must be quite a female.
That, Mr. Mayor, is the understatement of the week.
She is to ordinary femininity what Cologne's mustache is to the fuzz on a peach.
Well, it's certainly been pleasant meeting all your friends, but all good things must come to an end, you know.
Yes, that's what the hickory switch said when it was carried into the woodshed. Well, here's your hat and briefcase again, Your Honor.
Thank you, and good night.
You better get going, Latrivia. Sounds like rain. And let us know when you're going to drop by again, and we'll build on a guest room.
Oh, that's very... Oh, I'd better wait. It might be for me again.
Why, certainly. Why should anybody be calling us here? Answer, McGee.
Okay, if it's for you, Latrivia, shall I tell them you've left?
Why should you tell them that?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just a dreamer, I guess. McGee's resident? Who? Yes, he's here, but unless it's important, I don't want to... What say? Huh? Who? It is? Oh, my gosh. Hey, Latrivia, Your secretary's calling. Says the city hall is flooded.
Flooded? Oh, my goodness. Tell her I'll be right down.
Hello. He'll be right down. Goodbye. Come on, Molly.
Where?
Well, let's go with him and see if we can help.
Yes, do come. Oh, this is terrible. Come on. Come on. He's flooded. Come on, McGee. Hurry, Mrs. McGee.
Say, what is this anyway?
Oh, I don't talk now, Molly. Come on inside.
That's it. Where's the fire? Oh, wait. What's this? I don't understand this. Everything seems perfectly normal around here.
Well, it does to me, too. McGee. Huh?
I thought you said my secretary said the city hall was flooded.
Yeah, but you didn't let me finish. She said it was flooded with phone calls wanting to know if you'd be back tonight.
Well, heavenly day.
McGee, was this just a trick to get me out?
Ah, Latrivia. That's why you're such a wonderful man. You catch on like a burr on a beagle.
It takes more than brick and mortar and shingles to make a home. Yes, that's pretty obvious. It's a thing every woman knows, especially if she's got children. You know, it's pretty important for children to like their home, to be proud of it and want to bring their friends there. How do smart women go about making their homes attractive? Not necessarily by spending a lot of money. No, you achieve that home-like quality by all the little things you do. The good taste you show in arranging your things. By adding the beauty and protection that wax polish offers with genuine Johnson's wax. The rich beauty that comes with regular application of Johnson's wax to your floors, furniture, and woodwork is impossible to obtain in any other way. It costs little, it saves much, both in wear and tear and in actual housework. Women who know call it protective housekeeping. And to play safe, they always buy the genuine Johnson's wax, paste, cream, or liquid.
Hey, Molly.
Yes, dearie?
What were we doing when Latrivia moved in on us?
Planning our Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, yeah, Thanksgiving dinner. Did you get a big plump goblet?
20 years ago, and this year he's going to eat chicken.
This is Harlow Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax Finishes for home and industry, inviting you to be with us again next Tuesday night. And may we urge you once more to join the Red Cross. Put your heart in their work. Good night.
What product does two things at once? It's Johnson's Carnew, the modern auto polish that both cleans and wax polishes in one application. It used to take hard work and cost real money to do these two jobs, but with Carnew you can do them in half the time. Polishing is a good start on your car, so why not get a can of Johnson's Carnew this week? This is the Red Network of the National Broadcasting Company.
This is Chicago, WMAQ, at 10 seconds before 9 p.m., BULOVA, Boulevard Watch Time. Boulevard, gift of a lifetime. WMAQ.
Johnson Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Fibber McGee and Molly, written by Don Quinn, with songs by Martha Tilton and the King's Men, and music by Billy Mills. The show opens with Sing My Heart. Have you ever noticed how it's the little things in life that are the most annoying? Take your automobile, for example. The motor may be hitting on all eight, running like a top. The brakes may be perfect, the tires like new. But if there are some annoying squeaks or body noises that you can't locate, they sometimes get on your nerves. Automobile manufacturers discovered that, and so did the makers of Johnson's Wax, who found that special wax dressing used as a dry lubricant on the rubber gaskets around the doors and elsewhere, could cure many of these annoying squeaks. That may seem a far cry from the Johnson products you know and use, genuine Johnson's wax, Johnson's self-polishing glow coat, Car New, and Johnson's new clean wax. But it's just another example of the ingenuity with which the makers of Johnson's wax have developed many special wax polishes and dressings for both home and industry. Next time you go shopping, don't be satisfied with anything but the best. Insist upon the genuine Johnson's wax polishes. The lady of the house at 79 Wistful Vista is all in a flutter. She has some wonderful news for her husband, who is a little late getting home from downtown. The little man has had a busy day. What with inspecting new building excavations, selecting a cigar, and kibitzing a domino game at the Elks Club. But here he is at last, and we'll see what he's been so anxious to tell him as we meet Fibber McGee and Molly.
I'm so glad you're home. The most wonderful thing happened today.
Yeah, don't tell me Uncle Dennis moved out.
No. A man came to the door this morning.
The reason I thought it might be Uncle Dennis moving is on account of them two big corrugated boxes he's got in his room.
Well, I know all about them. But let me tell you now, the man that came to the door...
I was in Uncle Dennis's room yesterday, and I happened to shake one of them boxes, and it gurgled.
Well, he keeps his medicine in one of them.
Oh.
He says he never knows when he might get bit by a snake.
What does he keep in the other box?
A snake. Well, now will you stop interrupting me?
Sure. What happened?
Just listen now. An old miner came to the door this morning with the most beautiful hands I ever saw on a man.
What? You mean?
Stop interrupting me, Gee. You'll be talking us out of a fortune.
Oh.
It seems that this miner, while digging in his mine for silver, had discovered a vein of clay that turned his callous, tough old hands soft and beautiful overnight.
Oh, but look,
and he'll sell us a half interest in it for only $150. You realize that women in this country alone spend $3 billion a year for cosmetics?
Yeah, but...
Do you realize what $50 invested with Henry Ford 30 years ago would be worth today?
Yeah, but...
Really, McGee, I think it's a marvelous opportunity. I say let's do it.
Oh, John, I don't know, Molly. I think this thing ought to be scanned into. I'm inclined to be kind of conservative about investments like this.
Yes, you are.
Well, I am.
How about back in 1932 when you dropped $2,000 in a felt farm? To raise felts for billiard tables.
Well, how did I know it took 7 years for a felt tree to start bearing fruit? This is a different thing. I think we ought to investigate first. I'm not one to plunge into these things without... Who's that?
Let me peek. Oh, it's Mrs. Uppington.
You mean Abigail Uppington? The rowdy dowdologist?
Yes, the poor man is a disaster. Come in.
Oh, how do you do, my dear? Miss McGee.
Hi, Mrs. Uppy.
What are you looking so pleased about, Abigail? You look like the canary that just swallowed the cat.
No, you got that wrong, Molly. You mean she looks like a cat that was about to get the bird.
My dears, I simply must tell you, I've had the most extraordinary experience, really.
What happened, Uppy? Dennis tell you he could still save a few?
Don't tell me you finished knitting that soldier sweater you started in 1918, Abigail.
No. Oh, no, this was such an odd circumstance. Oh, everyone is going to think I am just the luckiest girl.
They just think of you as a girl. You're lucky.
Well, what is it, Abigail?
Well, my dear, this morning, as I was taking the silver with Travers, my butler, an elderly miner came to the door, and he had the loveliest hands, my dear.
Oh.
Minor, Abigail?
Yes. Oh, a fascinating character, really. It seems that he had discovered the most marvelous beauty play while working in his mine, and that if it was marketed, it would mean millions. So I bought a half interest in it for only $500, my dear. Imagine!
Well, ain't you being kind of foolish, Uppy? Maybe this guy was a dip artist.
No, McGee. I think Abigail is right. It sounds like a marvelous investment.
Oh, I'm sure it is, my dear. And I flatter myself that I am a judge of Western character. I spent several winters out in Sun Valley, Idaho, you know.
Oh, yeah. You used to go out there for the winter sports, didn't you, Uppy?
Yes, Mr. McGee, but I gave it up because I never met any. Well, yes, I did meet one, but it didn't last.
What was the matter with him?
Oh, he was a fortune hunter, my dear. Just widow shopping. Oh, but now, getting back to my investment. Do you realize that the women of America spend almost $3 billion annually on cosmetics?
Well, I guess you girls are entitled to powder your noses as long as you're going to be paying for them. But frankly, girls, I think you're all wet on this beauty play thing. Something tells me this miner is a fakeroo. I'll bet you...
No, don't pay any attention to him, my dear. Oh, no, I know I did the right thing. It makes me so happy. Oh, I'm such a lucky girl. So lucky.
Lucky, there goes Ducky. Well, she bit on that wildcat beauty mud scene, too, did she? I wonder...
Oh, that poor miner.
What do you mean, the poor miner? Why, he found a prize chump in Uppington, didn't he? Why, that guy ought to be reported.
But he has nothing left for himself, dearie. There's only 2 half interests in anything, and if he sold one to Abigail and one to me...
Oh! What's this? You mean you actually gave that horse thief $150?
No, I didn't give it to him. I bought a half interest.
Oh, Molly.
Oh, but I wanted to surprise him again.
Oh, my goodness.
You're always saying that women haven't any business judgment, and I wanted to prove
Oh, this is awful. Why, that guy's probably sold 27 half interests around this town. I'm going to call the police. No, I'll call the Better Business Bureau.
What for? He couldn't do any better business than he's been doing, could he?
The King's Men sing Katie's Dead.
Katie was a lady with elegance, so showed poison. All the girls were jealous of the way she could lead the boys on. This little girlie began quite early to play this dangerous part. Boys who came to grammar school with feathers in her linen. Katie did, Katie did, Katie did, Katie did, Katie did, Katie did, Katie did. And who kissed the little boys and ran away and hid. Katie did, Katie did, Katie did, Katie did, Katie did, Katie did, Katie did. Katie never brought her teachers apples every day. Never learned her lessons, but they always gave her A on her report card. Who dug the candy man for candy all the time? Katie did, Katie did, Katie did, Katie did, Katie did, Katie did, Katie time. Katie went away to college, not in search of knowledge. She was after lots of fun, love, and laughter. Katie didn't crack a book. Professors took one look. Sad to say they tossed their books away. Who made the football team break training in the spring? Katie did, Katie did, Katie did, Katie did, Katie did, Katie did do a thing. And who rushed the banker's son and made him steal a kiss? Katie did, Katie did, Katie did, Katie did, Katie did, Katie did, Smith. Katie did a lot of things that horrified the nation, just to follow her around with a liberal education. But who got the banker's son and 50,000 quid? Katie did, Katie did, Katie did, Katie did. You bet your life she did. She went and joined the 22nd Marines, and you should see what Katie did.
Yes. Okay, Bud. Thanks. We'll come right down to your office, huh? Oh, this is Fibber McGee, president of the Chamber of McGee. Huh? What's the matter with you? Don't you hear good, Bud? Oh, never mind. I'll see you shortly, and much obliged. Come on, Molly. We're going down to the Better Business Bureau.
Oh, I think you're jumping at conclusions, Mickey. I'm still not convinced this isn't a legitimate business deal.
Yeah? Well, then why should that miner sell you a half interest for $150 and sell Uppy the other half interest for $500?
Well, maybe one half is bigger than the other.
Oh, this is serious, Molly. The people of this town have got to be protected against these racketeers. And by George,
Hi there, kid. Can I speak to you a minute?
Oh. What's on your mind, Mr. Oldtimer?
whatever it is, make it snappy, Gramp. We got places to go, people seeing things to do. So don't dally-dilly.
Won't keep you about a minute, Johnny. Just want to know what you kids want for Christmas. Name it and you can have it. Sky's the limit. Yes, sir, you've been good to me.
Oh, now. You mustn't get us anything for Christmas, Mr. Oldtimer. You saved your money.
Go on, sir. I'm up to the books now. Anyways, it soon will be.
Yeah.
Just want a half interest in the beauty clay mine. What's the matter?
Well, Molly, you convinced now?
You win, Mickey. The only thing I know of that has 3 halves is the rest in cantaloupe.
Hey, what is this? If I'd known you were going to talk over my head, I'd have worn my stilts.
You've been taken for a buggy ride, old-timer, that's all. A nice, old-fashioned, fringe top, rubber-tired, feet on the dashboard buggy ride.
How much did you pay for your half interest, Mr. Oldtimer?
$75, daughter. It was a squeeze, but I dug it up. Great investment, too. You realize what $50 invested?
30 years ago what Henry Ford would amount to today? Yes, we do.
You've been gypped, old-timer. That beauty clay mine is a fake.
Oh, don't say that, kid. Don't say it. That $75 was the last cent my boy Rance had in his piggy bank.
How terrible. It wasn't even your own money.
I should say that, daughter. Think I'm going to stick my hard-earned dough in any such silly thing as a beauty clay mine? No, sir. What's more, I'll speak to my boy Rance about this. If he thinks he's going to start running folks' money for any such wildcat scheme, he's mistaken. You wait till I get a hold of that foolish ball.
You see, Molly, that miner of yours has sold everybody in town a half interest in his imaginary mud bank.
Gee, I'm really ashamed of myself.
Oh, no, don't worry about it. But I'll show that dirty skulldugger he can't do that to any wife of mine. Give me the telephone.
Here, what are you going to do, McGee?
I'm going to call the bank and stop payment on your check. That's what I'm going to do. Hello, operator. Give me the First National Bank. Oh, is that you, Mert?
Ask her if she knows what $50 invented with Henry Ford 30 years ago would amount to.
How's her little thing, Mert? What's that, Mert? Your sister. Threw her husband out the window.
Heavenly daisies, was he hurt?
No, he was running to catch a train and she threw him out the window a kiss. What's that, Mert? Oh, don't answer, eh? Okay, Mert, thanks anyway. The bank don't answer, Molly. But you mark my...
Come in.
Hello, you Red Skelton?
No. You read how green was my valley?
No. Small world, isn't it?
Well, the world may be small, but it isn't very exclusive.
Well, this is neither there nor here, Molly. We better get going down to the Better Business Bureau. I'm going to start some action against that phony miner. For my Molly, hey, I just made a wonderful investment.
You too, Mr. Wilcox.
Oh, you bit on that phony beauty clay racket too, eh, Harlow?
Listen, talk sense, will you? I don't know anything about any beauty clay.
Well, now, what's this investment you're hooping it up about then?
Why, new linoleum for my kitchen and laundry room and dinette and entry. I figured it was Johnson's self-polishing glow coat to protect it and keep it beautiful. It was probably the best investment I could possibly
You mean you didn't know anything about that fake miner and his miracle mutt?
Why, no. No, what's it all about?
Oh, it's a confidence man that's been going around town, Mr. Wilcox, selling half interest in his beauty clay mine. He claims it made his hands beautiful almost overnight, and that if we put it on the market, all the women in the country would...
Oh, that. Why, women don't need to go to so much trouble to keep their hands beautiful.
Now, just take it easy, folks. You know what Confucius say? When advertising is inevitable, sit back and enjoy things. Why, Mr. Wilcox? Wilcox, don't women have to go to so much trouble to keep their beautiful hands beautiful?
Well, look, primarily because beauty is simply a matter of protection. If women don't have to rub and scrub floors, and nowadays they don't because Johnson's self-polishing glow coat has made the care of linoleum surfaces a mere matter of pouring out a little liquid, spreading it around, and letting it dry. Why, there's no excuse for rough, red scrub bucket hands anymore. Well, you might almost say that glow coat is a beauty treatment for housewives as much as it is for linoleum. Well, I'll see you later.
That guy is so loyal to the Johnson Company. Say, did you ever notice how straight he holds himself when he walks?
Yeah. He's quite athletic, isn't he?
Athletic, my eye. He wears linoleum underwear.
I don't believe it. Anyway, this isn't getting my $150 back.
Oh, I'll pay it. Well, come on, let's get down to the Better Business Bureau. I'll show that. Well, I said it. Come in.
Hi, mister.
Oh, hi, sis. I can't stop and chew the suet with you now. I got to transact some important business.
Me too, I betcha.
Huh?
Hmm?
I said, huh?
And I said, hmm?
Listen, sis, will you please go on home? I got to run downtown and
So
see.
you're going to run all the way?
No, I ain't going to run.
You said you were. And when you tell a little child something, mister, you should never.
That is sis. I didn't mean I was going to run. I just meant that I
You
was
couldn't do it anyway, I betcha. You smoke so much you're too short-waisted.
You mean short-winded?
No, you're long-winded. But I bet
Now, look, sis, I haven't got time to stand here and swap vaudeville with you. I got a civic duty to perform. There's a fake miner in town.
Did you ever do any mining, mister?
No, I didn't. And what's
You
more,
ought to, I betcha.
Who said so?
Everybody. They say it's high time Fibber McGee started mining.
Mining what?
Mining his own business. And they
I don't care what they say. And you better get out of here before I take you across my knee.
Oh, will you, mister? Will you, please? Will you?
Will I what? Take you across my knee?
Yeah, and tell me a story.
No, I won't. I told you 100 times I got to go downtown on business. I haven't got time to tell any story.
Not even a short story?
No. Oh. Once upon a time, there was a very busy man who was trying to get something done, and he kept being pestered by a little nuisance from across the street. So one day, he took her by the scruff of the neck and the seat of the...
Oh, goodbye, mister.
I'd have done it, too.
Martha Tilton singing Jim.
Why am I sitting alone tonight when I could be out where the lights are bright? It's all because of him. It's all because of him. Why am I wasting these precious years? Why am I crying these bitter tears? It's all because of him. It's all because of him. Him doesn't ever send me pretty flowers. Jim never tries to cheer my lonely hours. Don't know why I'm so crazy about Jim. Never tells me I'm his heart's desire. I never seem to set his love afire. Gone are the years I've wasted on him. Sometimes when I get feeling low, I say let's call it quits. Then I hang on and let him go, breaking my heart in bits. Someday I know that Jim will up and leave me, but even if he does, you can believe me. I'll go on carrying the torch for Jim. I'll go on carrying the torch for Jim.
slot. And I still can't understand, Molly, how you should have been so Gulliver as to fall for that yarn about a beauty clay mine.
Well, I don't know, McGee. I guess I'm inclined to take people at their face value.
Maybe that's why I was never any good as a salesman. My face didn't have anything. Didn't I do that right? Hi, Billy.
Hello, Mr. Mills.
Hi, babe. Hello, Skimp. Hi, babe.
Hi.
Make it snappy, Billy. We got to get downtown. Just wanted to say goodbye. I'm retiring.
Retiring?
What you mean, William? Skimp, I'm leaving the music racket flat on its arpeggio. I've hit the jackpot.
You mean you've come into money, Mr. Mills?
You ain't Nola, Mommy. Drop over at the house tonight. I'm going to dynamite my piano. Hey, what is this, Billy? Just made a smart investment, Skimp. Beauty clay. Gonna make $1 million. From now on, you take the low life, and I'll take the high life, and I'll be...
Hold everything, Mr. Mills.
Well, look, Maestro, I don't like to intrude on your dream world, but Molly bid on that beauty clay thing, too. It's a fake. It's a chip. It's a fraud. It can't be. I got a half interest. Cost me 400 straight. You positive?
Well, we're on our way right now. We're on our way right now to the Better Business Bureau, Mr. Mills. You better come with us.
Yeah, can't. Gotta get home. See you down there later. So long. Hey, wait a minute. What are you gonna get home for? I've already lit the fuse under the piano. Gotta put it out.
He took the bad news like a little man, didn't he, dearie?
Oh, why not? All his life he's had to face the music. Don't you get it, Molly? I said...
Hey, funny, McGee.
Well, maybe it ain't, but a joke as old as that is at least entitled to respect. Come on, let's go. I can't let that crook circulate too long. He'll tell everybody in town a half inch.
Oh, McGee. Here comes Mr. Wimple.
Oh, sure. What you will run into when you haven't got your split gun.
Hello there, Mr. Wimple.
Hello, Mrs. McGee. Hello, Mr. McGee.
You look kind of battered and bruised, Mr. Wimple. Did you have a bad fall?
Yes, I have, Mr. McGee. A bad fall, a horrible summer, and a simply lousy spring.
Well, you sure got a profusion of contusions, Wimple. What happened to you?
Oh, I got those in a steeplechase yesterday, Mr. McGee.
Oh, I didn't know you were a horseman, Mr. Wimple.
I'm not really, Mr. McGee. It's something I said offended Sweetie Face, my wife. She ran me out of the house, down to the corner, into the church, up on the roof, and chased me 4 times around the steeple.
See, that's tough, Wimple. What did you say that aroused the little woman's fury?
Oh, it's so silly. I just told her I thought I'd give up my CPA work and join the Navy. And she said, "You know, certified public accountant." And I said, "No, but I'm constantly pushed around."
Why, you poor thing. Don't you ever have a peaceful moment at home, Mr. Wimple?
Oh, of course I do, Mrs. McGee. In fact, I expect to go home right now and curl up in a corner in a good book.
What book, Wimple?
Webster's on a bridge. She throws it at me whenever I come in the door. Well, goodbye, folks. You must drop in sometime for a game of bridge. Wouldn't you be a gruesome foursome?
I sometimes suspect Mr. Wimple brings most of his troubles on himself.
Of course he does. Old 4th of July Wimple, the punk that starts the fireworks. Oh, I got troubles of my own. Well, here I am gabbing away when I ought to be helping protect the city against confidence men.
Well, you can get started any time. Here's the Better Business Bureau.
Oh, yeah, well, come on, let's hurry.
Oh, heavenly days, McGee. It's a mob scene here.
Everybody in town must have got taken by that mudpack mastermind. Boy, and does that burn me up.
It must be pretty important, McGee. Look, Mayor Latrivia's over there at the desk.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has come to our official attention that many of you have invested more or less heavily in a confidence game promoted by a certain alleged miner. It seems that he started his operations early this morning and was only apprehended by the police late this evening.
That makes them a bunch of all-day suckers, don't it, Latrivia?
Let that guy up.
Was any of the money recovered, Mr. Mayor?
I'm happy to report, Mrs. McGee, that the major portion of all losses will be refunded.
Great stuff, Trivia. I come down here to help you run that phony miner down, but it looks like you were on the job, all right.
Yes, we endeavor to keep in pretty close touch with any new rackets, Mr. McGee.
I put in $150 for a half interest in the beauty clay mine, Mr. Mayor.
I know you did, and perhaps this will teach you the value of our slogan, Mrs. McGee.
What is your slogan, Trivia? If you don't save your dimes, you'll never move into better quarters?
No, McGee.
Oh.
Our watchword is before you invest, investigate.
Before you invest, investigate.
That's right. Here, Mrs. McGee, allow me to return your check for $150.
Oh, thank you, Your Honor. Look, McGee, I got it back.
Now, that's swell, Molly, and I hope that'll teach you a lesson.
And here is your check for $500, Mr. McGee.
Oh, thanks. Well, come on, Molly.
Wait a minute. Hold on a minute.
What's the matter, dear?
Don't get mushy with me. And you had the nerve to be mad at me for buying
Oh,
that.
I wasn't mad at you, Mama. I was sore at that miner. He had no business selling any half interest after I went and bought the whole mine.
In many ways, I think the women in this country are the luckiest in the world. They have more liberty and freedom, greater equality than elsewhere. They have more leisure time and more interesting things to do during that free time. Speaking as a man, I'm certainly for it. I'm glad to be working for a company that has made contributions in that direction. The original Johnson's wax itself was certainly a labor-saving aid in housekeeping. Johnson's self-polishing glow coat was surely another. Think back for a moment to those floor scrubbing days before Glow Coat came along to protect and beautify kitchen linoleum floors. Now, because Glow Coat needs no rubbing or buffing, you just apply and let dry. And not only do you save hours of work, but your linoleum lasts much longer. Glow Coat is so popular, there are, of course, imitations available. But there's only one Glow Coat. If I were you, I would always insist upon it.
Where have you been?
Oh, who, me? Oh, I've been down to the county jail. I gave that confidence man a darn good talking to, too.
You think it did any good?
Absolutely. He was so sorry and full of remorse, you know what he done.
What'd he do?
He sold me a solid gold watch for only $5. See? It's every bit as good as my own.
It should be. It is your own.
Yes, sir. What? Is it? Oh, my gosh. Good night.
Good night, all.
This is Harlow Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax Finishes for home and industry, inviting you to be with us again next Tuesday night, and reminding you that America's first line of defense is you and your support. So invest to the best of your ability in defense saving bonds. Good night.
Whether your car is new or 10 years old, it will pay you dividends to keep it polished with Johnson's Car New, the new auto polish that both cleans and polishes in one application. Car New is a time and money saver. It's a liquid. After the car's washed, massage Car New lightly over the finish. Let it dry, wipe it off. It's fun driving a car that shines like new. Ask your regular wax dealer, auto supply store, or service station for Johnson's Car New, spelled C-A-R-N-U. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
The Johnson Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat present Fibber McGee and Molly, written by Don Quinn, with songs by Martha Tilton and the King's Men, and music by Billy Mills. The show opens with Who Cares? There's a curious thing about this month of December. It's the one month when you really want your home to look its best, and yet you're busier than any other time of the year. What's the answer to that problem? Genuine Johnson's Wax, the famous polish that makes floors, furniture, and woodwork gleam with rich beauty and saves you work in the bargain. Women who practice protective housekeeping with Johnson's Wax don't have to worry about things like the Christmas holidays. Their homes are ready on short notice for entertaining, and their floors can take all the extra punishment that vacationing children have in store for them. The tough protective coat of Johnson's wax acts as a shield, guarding finishes against wear and making daily housework easier, too. More and more housekeepers are Johnson waxing their windowsills, picture frames, and leather articles, in addition to floors, furniture, and woodwork. In fact, there are 100 extra labor-saving uses for genuine Johnson's wax, which you can now buy in 3 forms: paste, liquid, or the new cream wax. Make a note now to buy some tomorrow. Sometimes we wonder if moving pictures are a good influence on growing men. Or maybe our hero is just too impressionable. Anyway, ever since he saw Mr. Ronald Coleman a few nights ago, he has developed a British accent and started a mustache. If you could call that pathetic little growth on his upper lip a mustache. For further details, we refer you to Fibber McGee and Molly.
For goodness sake, McGee, put that looking glass away and stop primping.
Oh, come, old girl. And a chap tried to put in a decent appearance without...
McGee, please.
Huh?
Please, dearie, drop that phony English accent. You sound like a stock company juvenile. With ad noise.
Stock company juvenile. Oh, I say, that's jolly good, really.
Oh, I give up. I'll go over to Mrs. Stoops for a while.
Oh, Molly, just because I'm trying to improve myself.
You think that mustache improved, Jenny?
Frankly, I do, Molly. Oh, not that I expect to look as good as Ronald Coleman, though I am better built.
Not better, dearie. You're just a little more buxom in the belt.
Well, anyway, this mustache is going to change my whole personality. Don't you think it gives me a kind of a air?
No, but that stuff you're putting on it does. What on earth is that?
Oh, this lotion? Oh, that's a recipe the old-timer gave me. Says it's marvelous for mustaches. Been in his family for generations.
Well, it smells like it. Why don't they mix up a fresh batch?
Okay. Scoff if you want to. But you'll be
Hey, Johnny, here's a different kind of lotion. Try this on your mustache.
Okay, old-timer, much obliged. This other stuff you brought me don't seem to do much good.
I know. Brought you the wrong recipe.
Huh?
That was Grandma's homemade fly spray.
70 days, fly spray.
Hey, you might have poisoned me, old-timer. It's a good thing you come back.
Oh, it won't hurt human beings none, Johnny. Grandma fed a spoonful to my cousin Trimble, and he never suffered no ill effects.
That's all.
That is, unless you call running around the block screaming and hiccuping the ill effects.
Say, does your grandmother put up a lot of these home remedies, Mr. Oldtimer?
Sure does, daughter. Never forget the time my boy Rance got his arm caught in the lawnmower. Well, sir, Grandma come trotting out, yanked his arm loose, rubbed some awful-smelling salve onto it, give it a couple of jerks, and that lawnmower run just as good as ever.